to the new thing isn't global warming or isn't Ukraine or isn't COVID. Now it's the Muslims. And I don't like a lot of the stuff Israel's doing. I think they stood down. I think it was a false flag. I mean, I think real Islamicists attacked, but it was clearly money Biden sent. But what's the larger picture here with Harvard and the big universities endorsing this? We got a lot to talk about in the 45 minutes or so we've got him. And I'm going to cover some more news after he leaves us in this hour before the next guest joins us. But clearly we said another big war is coming. That's going to be the distraction from the COVID deaths, all the rest of it. And now they're trying to trigger a holy war. Obviously, you get boosted big on Twitter and everywhere else, Hotep, where you're already reaching millions a day if you got on the bandwagon. But clearly the establishment is trying to create some type of clash of civilizations here. Hotep Jesus, thank you for joining us, hotepjesus.com. And people can also find you at Hotep Jesus on Twitter and menofhonor.com. So, Hotep, thank you so much for coming on with us.
Oh, absolute pleasure, Alex. So, yeah, so your take on Israel's pretty much similar to my take. Obviously, the timing is convenient. We have election season now here, a.k.a. grifting season. Nikki Haley has proven to be a supreme grifter herself after her comments on Fox last night. But what's the bigger story here? Well, first of all, the next distraction is to create something domestically, right? Create some sort of event domestically. Now, it's been happening in spurts here and there. You have protesters clashing. You have Grand Central Station being attacked by pro-Palestine protesters. You have Jewish people being attacked. A lot of different skirmishes have taken place on domestic soil. Much of this planned, much of this known by the elite rulers. And that was one of my fears early on, where there's conflict in the Middle East, and because of all the vitriol on social media spilled into our streets. Now, much of this stuff, as we know, Hamas and Palestine has been supported by George Soros. Black Lives Matter supported by George Soros. We've tracked down some of these protests between the pro-Palestine socialists, but I think Stop the War Coalition is one of them. And Jeremy Corbyn is partly behind some of these protests. So what we have is a communist socialist takeover of another people's struggle. But what's the bigger story that's happening here? Well, while everybody's distracted by the Middle East, what we are experiencing is a complete and total financial transformation where money is going to change how it operates, both at a wholesale level and a retail level. Right now, the House Financial Services Committee is discussing Basel III Endgame. And basically what they're talking about now is, what are the capital requirements for a banking institute?
Yeah, I can try to get that handled for you. Again, it's only my second day, so if you can give me a second. How am I supposed to do this? How the hell are we supposed to do this by 5 o'clock?
I have no clue.
Is that possible? Hey, do you have the password to... How'd you finish all your work already?
He's not tapped in. How'd you get that done so quick?
They think they're gonna be able to budget that?
It's money. That's money right there, you understand?
You guys finished your work 6 hours early?
He's not tapped in.
This may have been the gayest weekend of the past decade, and that says a lot for America. The Grift Report starts now.
2, 1, boom. Hotep Jesus.
Of all the Jesuses I know, he's the Hotepiest. Social scientist and YouTube host, Hotep Jesus.
How the fuck do you get a name like Hotep Jesus?
The one and only Hotep Jesus.
Ryan Sharp, better known to the world as Hotep Jesus.
Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Somebody said, what do you think you are, some kind of Hotep Jesus?
Ooh,
and
that's
I was
good.
Just like, ooh, that's sexy. Yes, I do think I'm Hotep Jesus.
What's up, people? Welcome to the Grift Report, live Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm your host, the Grift God.
Hotep Jesus? Hotep Jesus? Hotep Jesus?
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Hey, Hotep to the chat. Hotep to all my Hotep standings.
Hotep.
I see Brody in the chat. What up, Brody? Midwest Sat Protocol. Let me check on my mainstream cats, my YouTube cats. Nas Williams in the house. Dr. Phil Goods. Steph Colonel, Hairway to Steven. What? Hairway to Steven. Tyler Durden, Blunt Step. What up, y'all? Dutch, what up, man? Had a really good weekend myself. I got so I don't know if you guys know this or not, but so here's my life. Here's what my life looks like. We got Hotep Nation. We've got Hotep Jesus. We've got Men of Order. And then I'm a soccer dad and a soccer coach and a dad and a homeschooling dad. Okay, so I got a shit ton of shit on my plate. And covering the Grift Report is, just a few hours of preparation depending on the day, right? So I usually don't get a whole lot of office hours to really knock out work. So Saturdays are the days where I do my office work. So I got a lot of work done this Saturday, and I was watching one of my homegirls has an OnlyFans, okay? And no, I'm not subscribed or anything like that. Me and her used to work together back at 50 Cent. And I was watching her stories, and then she said, she posted one of her little illicit pictures, and then she said, today's content day. I said, that's an interesting concept. Content day. Shout out to Des. So I said, you know what? That's what I need. I need a content day. I need a day because what I was doing before, I know you guys saw the shorts and the clips that I was doing those daily. Like I was waking up and I was doing them and then sort of like scrambling. And then what I said, after I saw her do that, I said, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to jot down all of my notes throughout the week as the ideas come. And then Saturday, I'll just record all of my clips. Now, to some people who are in the social media world, this is absolutely normal to them. They're like, duh, Hotep Jesus, this is how things are supposed to be done. And of course, the type of content I want to do is evergreen content. It means it's going to last forever, right? Or at least a long period of time. It's not just, your 5-minute story and then people forget about it next week. It's always relevant. So I decided to go evergreen content and then create the clips. So I spent Saturday doing office work and doing all my clips. And then I paid my clips guy, but unfortunately, he hasn't gotten my clips back to me. At least I don't. Wait, I take that back. He sent 2 at 1 p.m. I take that back. I have them here. Freaking wonderful. Okay, I was just about to talk shit on him, and he comes through again. Let's see here. Okay, perfect.
Are you one of those crazy conspiracy theorists who think government is spying on you? Well, there's 2 ways the government is about to...
Wait, what was it?
Are you one of those crazy conspiracy theorists who think government is spying on you? Well, there's 2 ways the government is about to...
All right, I like that. He did his thing. All right, so shout out to him. So I paid him. I got clips done. Some new clips coming soon. I should be wearing a cape. Yeah, super dad. Word. Yeah. So we're sliding into the new year. We just hired our first guy over at Men of Order. Shout out to Nico. So Nico's running, head of street team. So, or online street team, I should say. So he's head of street team, and I sent an email out. If you guys are in the Earn program for menoforder.com, your direct contact is Nico. I emailed you all this weekend to make sure that you knew Nico was official, because maybe he reached out and you were like, I don't know if this is a scam or not, because there's a lot of fake accounts pretending to be me online. So I just want to make sure it's official. So it came from Brian at HotepJesus.com, and it went out. And so you guys should be in the Discord, and we should start communicating. And right now, the latest update is anywhere between Christmas, says here, anywhere between the end, well, let's just say before January 5th. Okay? Before January 5th, the new announcement from menoforder.com is going to hit the internets. So look out for that date, January 5th. I cannot wait. All right. The title of this video is Mad Pause. It's not as pause as what I'm about to change it to. Hold on. So the title of today's video is about to be changed to Insurrectum. Gay sex tape slides out the back door of congressional chambers. Now that's gay. Now that's gay. Let's go ahead and update that title. Let's update it on Rumble as well. Hold on. And I had this title pre-planned. I was going to make it the title of the video, but I thought it would be too gay. So I just used it on Twitter. And now that you said it was gay, I'm like, all right, let's just make it the title of the video and just make it even gayer, right? Because if the title I got is considered gay, then I might as well just go full gay. Is it 2 S's? It should be 1 S, right? Let's take the S out. It should only be 1 S, right? Insurrection has how many S's are in insurrection? Let's see. Insurrection. 1 S. 1 S, 2 R's. Okay, 1 S, 2 R's. So yeah, I have my redundancy screwed up here. So 1 S, 2 R's. Hold on. I'm very pedantic about things like this. All right, cool. All right, let's get right into it. There was an Insurrectum. Shout out to, I think Chrissy Mayer made this term up, popularized it or something like that. Shout out to Chrissy Mayer, who will be in touch with with the Grifties. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention, White Mike has joined the Grifties team.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
So White Mike is the official liaison and contact for the Grifties. Ticket sales coming soon. We're looking to set a date of March for this, so you can come out to New Jersey, hang out with us for the Grifties live. We have Chrissy Mayer. Anomaly has volunteered to be a part of this, and much more announcements and special guests flying out soon. So yeah, look out for that. Really, really excited about this. Now, let's go to the story of the day, Insurrectum. Where do I even want to start with this? I hadn't even thought about where I wanted to start with this. Hold on. Let's... Hold on. I don't want no spoilers. Hold on. So, just to give you a quick idea, we're going to talk about the white kid that got rejected from Cornell because he's white. And the reactions to said video. Let's pull this up. That needs more time. Oh, let's pull this up. What is this? Oh, let's pull this up. And then we got a movie trailer in here. All right. So I got everything ready now. Let's pull this up. So first I'm going to talk about the Insurrectum story. And I'm going to go to a couple of clips. Not the clip. Y'all want to watch the clip? Y'all want to watch the sex tape? Should I pull the sex tape up for y'all? Let's go right here. So, I tried to find a story on this, and I selected Time. Now, Time is a bit of a propaganda website, but they're usually the most unbiased. At least you kind of get, it's not so raggy. So what it says here is Capitol Hill was rocked over the weekend by the circulation of an explicit video of 2 men apparently having sex in a congressional hearing room. The 8-second pornographic clip, first posted Friday evening by right-wing media site The Daily Caller, was reportedly leaked from a private group chat for gay men in politics. Gay men in politics. Now, we're going to go back in a minute, and I think I know who the leaker is. But do not quote me. Okay? The report, which did not name the participants and blurred a face that appeared in the video, claimed it was a congressional staffer in the sex tape and identified the setting as room 216, the Hart Senate office building. Now, this Senate office had a bunch of famous hearings in it, Supreme Court hearings in it, et cetera, et cetera. But let's go back. So The Spectator, a conservative British magazine, reported hours earlier that an unnamed staffer for Senator Ben Cardin, this is a Democrat out of Maryland, had publicly shared a series of indecent photos and videos of himself engaging in sex acts in the so-called hallowed halls of Congress. The description of one photo in particular bore resemblance to the video shared later by the Daily Caller. So I'm going to stop right there. I'm not going to read this whole thing. Apparently, they're saying the guy is Aiden Maez-Zerespico or some shit like that. I don't have the mental capacity to try and pronounce his name. I'm sorry. So Aiden claims that it wasn't him. Okay, that's what he claimed. He said, "I would never do such a thing." George Santos commented on this, but we don't really care what he has to say. So let me tell you my story and how I learned about this issue. So hold on. So I open up Twitter, and it leads me to a tweet from Chrissy Mayer where she says Insurrectum. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? And then I saw Dom Lucre. Dom Lucre goes, I'm not posting that video. And then Sonny Johnson says, all of y'all posting that video are just as bad. Then Uncle Hotep says, all of y'all degenerates are posting the video. So here I am thinking, what video? So my dumb ass starts to go digging. I'm like, I got to cover this on the Grift Report. So I go dig. And unfortunately, I found the video. And I'm like, oh, shit. It's 8 seconds of butt sex, okay? In the congressional chambers, okay? And I thought it was quite fucking hilarious. I also thought it was symbolic, right? Symbolic of the Democratic Party. Now, as soon as I saw the video leak, I said, okay, this is definitely a Democrat. Didn't have any evidence to back it up, but now we know it was a Democrat staffer. So what is it symbolic of? Number one, it's symbolic of the gay left. Number two, it's symbolic of the sex work involved with the gay left. The disrespect for our country, disrespect for our congressional chambers. Also, very symbolic of the white man getting fucked in America.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
This is all symbolic. This is all symbology. Nerd Nash in the building. What up, Nerd? Felix and Phil. This is all symbolic. All symbology, right? You have these leaks, and here this kid comes, and he's getting banged, and he's recording it. He's recording it. So somebody, obviously is probably going on somebody's OnlyFans. So, they probably getting off on the Public Sex Act or something like that, right? I think that's a genre within the sex work field. What else is there here? Because there's layers to this, right? Like the leak itself, which shows the lack of solidarity amongst the gay community. And I'm gonna show you who I think the leaker is in just a second. What else is this? I had another thought in my head in regard to this. All right, I'll come back to it later. Let's go to the clips. Hold on a second. Close that. All right, let's go here. So here we have a tweet from Alex Brucewitz. He says, I've watched the Senate video over 10 times now, and each time it gets worse. The Democrats are sick. We need to get behind President Trump and clean out Washington. Pause. Oh, my God. First of all, we need to get behind President Trump. This is what you say following watching that video? Get behind President Trump. Somebody gotta check this dude. Somebody, I don't know whose man's is this, but his choice of words here are deplorable. Pause. Oh my God. Now you've watched the video 10 times, bro? I watched the video once. I didn't need to see the video more than once. I didn't need to see the video once. Okay? But you watched it 10 times and you thought that was deplorable? I think you enjoyed it. So Adam B. Coleman says, every time I watched it, it got harder and harder. I was literally shaking until I finished. So obviously he's making fun of Alex Bruce was his, and that's fucking hilarious. Let's move on. So Bryson Gray wore an anti-gay shirt. Let's see, it's right here. So you had this shirt says, thank a straight person today for your existence, straight pride. And one of the gays says, the gays at AmFest understand facts. This isn't the pearl clutching opinion you think it is. And Bryson responds to him and he says, you should be kicked out of AmFest for being a grown man wearing heels. For being grown men wearing heels. Kids are here. Oh yeah, you guys just reminded me. That's exactly what I wanted to bring up before. Like Nancy Pelosi, Ed Buck, like all those leaks, like this leak all ties into what, like, you know, how the Democratic Party moves. Thank you for the reminder. So do I agree with Bryson here? Should TPUSA ban? I'm going to tell you right now, yo. I'm going to tell you right now. I don't even know if I'm supposed to say this or not. but I'm going to say it anyway. I don't know how this is going to age. I don't know what this means for my future, but I'm going to say it. If you come to Hotep Con as a man wearing heels, you're not welcome, bro. You're not welcome. I'm going to say it. And we don't even got kids there. Kids are not allowed at Hotep Con. Okay? It's an adult event. Grown man wearing heels? Oh, no, absolutely not. That would be foreboding. And I think this is the issue with, again, but, you know, it's a huge event. Like, there's thousands of people flying in, and I don't know if they want to deal with the type of backlash that comes with saying, hey, you know, grown men wearing heels is not acceptable here. Although I think there's a time and a place where you got to stand on business. That's the first time I had a chance to use that. There's a time and place where you got to stand on business. Holy fuck, this guy follows me? Oh, God, no. Yeah, I can't follow him back. I can't follow nobody back that poses like this. I can't do it. I will not. I don't care how cool he is. And he got these rainbow braids in. This is too gay for me, bro. This is way too gay for me. And again, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this stuff, but I come from a different time period. I was raised by a Jamaican, and this shit is just too gay for me. Block him? I should block him. I really should. But I don't want to start no shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, when you block people, now they want to go on a tirade of fucking talking shit about you. And I just, you know, if he wants to follow me, that's fine. But this is too gay for me to follow. I don't think I follow anybody this gay. And I know gays. I'm following a few gays. They're cool people. Okay? Shout out to Vonnie and Tion and my former co-workers. They be bugging, and I tell them, like, yo, motherfucker, you gay as shit. Calm the fuck down. I be telling them about himself. You know, so I'm honest with the gays. When I say, yo, this shit's too gay for me, they know, right? But this shit right here is too gay for me. I would not allow this. I think the conservatives got to say something. And you know what? that leads me to my next clip. Let's go right here. Says, oh, wait, do we have... Oh, wait. Hold on. I got to see if we have it. No, I don't think I got it. Hold on. Let me find it. It has to be here. It has to go along with this because this is the follow-up to it all. Let's go post. All right, let's go here. Hold on. Right here. All right, good. So I want to make sure we got this and we'll play this next. So let's go to this tweet from Rob Smith online, who is what does his thing say? Oh, it used to say gay. Now it doesn't say gay anymore. At least I thought it did. Now it says decorated Iraq war veteran. Okay. All right. So he says, last night in Phoenix, I was confronted and surrounded by some white supremacists. White supremacy exists now. Okay. Let's continue. That don't like gays or blacks in the Republican Party. They shouted the N-word and the F-word, nigga and faggot, at me to make their point. However, I served in Iraq. I never backed down, ever. I just don't understand why he ain't punched nobody in the face. Like, I understand why, but if you was from Iraq, you know what I'm saying, you're supposed to lay somebody on their back after this shit. Or maybe not. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the tape. Now, let me just tell you, this is a grifter's dream. Why I paused him like that? That was a necessary pause. This is a grifter's dream. When you have a crowd of people mobbing you, it's not that you don't like it. You enjoy it because this gives you a viral moment. This gives you an opportunity to pretend like you're a victim, right? And I proved this when I trolled Pearly Things, right? Where I approached Pearly Things. We're at the same party, blah, 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 blah. And then she ran to the timeline and pretended to be a victim, right? When everybody there knew it was all fun and games, okay? And this is what grifters do. They look for an opportunity to play grifter, play victim, to create some sort of solidarity between them and their followers. Let's continue.
I got some fans. I got some fans. Wait a minute. Gay sex.
First of all, why are they chanting gay sex? That's just weird.
Yes, Nick Fuentes loves gay sex.
I mean, that's really what they were saying by chanting gay sex. Security right there waiting for shit to pop off. He just wait. You look at security. You see security right here with the poo shiesty on. He looking like, I just want something to pop off so I could break one of these white boys' necks. That's the look he's got on his face. Although I could be wrong. So, going back, AmFest allowing this, and Bryson Gray saying they shouldn't allow it. You know, there's a middle ground between this Nick Fuentes fan crowd and Bryson Gray. There's a middle ground somewhere in there, right? Where it says, all right, look, we're not going to deal with the whole, cross-dressing situation. Like, cross-dress is not allowed. Men, you got to dress like men. Women, you got to dress like women. And that's just that, okay? But then when we come here, this is the extreme end of things, right? However, I like the spirit. I like the spirit here, right? Where white men stand up and say what they will and will not tolerate. And it seems like only the Nick Fuentes crowd, and And I think Nick Fuentes benefits from the fact that his crowd is all young white men. So they don't really have much to lose yet. They don't have jobs. They're all in college. You know, I'm telling you right now, I think in the future there may be some kid who defects from the America First thing and goes, oh, I got fired from my job because they saw a video of me back in the day with the America First people, but I condemn them now. I think there's going to be something like that, if not in the future. But I like the spirit of standing up and saying no to what you will allow, because, you know, there are many movements for Rob Smith to be a part of, and conservative, I don't think is it. I don't think is it. You know, is he planning on turning straight, or is he going to be gay for life? You know, like, I don't know if there's much room for homosexuality in the conservative movement. There's not much room for, you know, male homosexuality specifically in the Hotep movement. You know, I got to be honest with you. And I'd love to talk to the council about this. You know, our great council, Mike, Doe, Goldstein, Strong Dad, et cetera, et cetera. You know, because I'm not the sole dictator of it all. I'd love to get their opinions today. What do you think? Should we allow gay men into Hotep Con, into the Hotep Nation? Are gay men allowed in Hotep Nation? That's the question today for my callers. Are gay men allowed? Chat, tell me, are gay men allowed in Hotep Nation? That's a serious question for you. He said, not true. Look at Dave Rubin. Now, Dave Rubin is another example. But Dave Rubin calls himself a classical liberal. So at least he doesn't identify as a conservative. That's a little bit different than saying, hey, I identify as conservative. He said, I believe someone can be America First and gay. I don't see how someone's sex life affects their politics. Strictly gay men and lesbian women. Yeah. There's a conversation to be had here about this. America First and gay. You know, the problem that makes it difficult for me to understand being America First and gay is the fact that I don't understand the America First movement and I don't understand the gay shit. So it's two things that confuse me that have collided. He said, if so, come on, man. When you add in trans, that's politics to me. Why is trans politics but gay not? Cam, I find it crazy how Hoteps aren't good enough for TPUSA, but everything they claim they hate is tolerated. I don't think Hoteps fit the mold of a TPUSA. You know, TPUSA events are for people who believe. They're for believers, right? They're for people who believe in the Republican Party, people who believe in government, people who believe, you know, jingos. Basically, if you're a jingo, then it fits. But because the Hoteps aren't jingos, and in many ways are the opposite of jingos, we're off brand for TPUSA. It doesn't make much sense for TPUSA to invite us out, right? So let's take a look here. Let's take a look at this right here. Let's type in jingo. And you'll see here, jingo.
Jingo.
A vociferous supporter of policy favoring war, especially in the name of patriotism, right? So this is like extreme patriotism, you know? What does it say here? What is jingo? So here's another definition. A person who boasts of his or her patriotism and favors an aggressive, threatening, warlike foreign policy. So it's like Nikki Haley, right? Even though Nikki Haley wasn't invited to AmFest, DeSantis wasn't invited to AmFest, but Vivek was, and it's very much a pro-Trump crowd. But yeah, so Hoteps don't fit the mold. We just don't fit the mold of what TPUSA is looking for, right? we don't pass their test. So I'm not concerned with not being there. Great title, HJ, punny as fuck. Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you. I had to do that. I had to do it, man. I want to go to Sonny Johnson's response next. Let's close this out for the meantime. Let's go here. She says, when you literally introduce yourself as America's favorite gay black Republican to prove that this doesn't exist, protecting and shielding these people from any criticism, I see nothing, right? So Sonny Johnson's referring to the fact that this gentleman, Rob Smith Online, allegedly campaigned for the Republican Party, TPUSA, and other special interest groups, and basically said, hey, white supremacy doesn't exist, da-da-da-da, and then now he's being accosted, and, well, I guess now white supremacy does exist. But it's kind of weird to come out and say America's favorite gay black Republican. I do believe that's what his bio, his Twitter bio said, even though he has removed it since. So, yeah, it's weird to me when somebody leads with, gay and black, right? Like, I never want to be like the black Joe Rogan or the black this or the black that or the black. I never want to be that, right? I want to be so great I supersede all races. It's just America's favorite man. You know what I'm saying? Like, period. But the fact that he inserted his gayness tells me he might be an op, either purposely or accidentally. But either way, he's an op. Now, remember I told you right here, what does this article say? It says there's a private group chat for gay men in politics. It doesn't say gay Democrats. It doesn't say gay Republicans. It says gay men in politics. Now, 2 + 2, I'm thinking one of the suspects that leaked the gay tape might be Rob Smith. Might be. It's definitely a suspect because he might be in this group. Right? This is all pure speculation and gossip. Right? But it leaked to the right wing. Maybe he got paid for it, like some TMZ type situation. Or maybe he didn't, and I just completely made this stuff in my mind. Either way, it's all for entertainment.
The views expressed by guests are their own, and their appearance on the program does not imply an endorsement of them or any entity they represent. Views and opinions expressed by Hotep Jesus are those of Hotep Jesus's and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Hotep Nation or any of its officials. If you have any questions about this disclaimer, please contact our Office of General Counsel via the sheet of the pound. And Hotep and them.
So Cam says he's tired of these people being the face. Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree. It's one thing to contribute, but it's another thing to be the face. Like Scott Presler, I'm pretty sure Scott Presler is sweeter than a candy bar. But he doesn't like go around saying, hey, I'm gay and pay attention to my gayness. He just goes out there and does the work, right? So it is what it is. All right, let's go back. Continuing on with the thread of gayness. Let's close these tabs out. I have this thing where I can't do too many tabs open. It bothers me. All right, let's go here. So I was trying to keep up with the timeline to see, what people were saying about this video here. Some kid claiming that, hold on. Wait. Here we go. Oh, shit. They deleted the tweet. All right, let me bring this up. Probably because they realized how stupid they sounded. Hold on, let's go here. Let's pull this up. Ah, see? Okay. I'm glad that tweet got deleted. All right, let's just let you go down this rabbit hole with me. All right, so let's play the video first of all. Let's just get this knocked out.
Okay. Here it is. I got rejected.
Okay. We'll go to the next step.
He got the Cornell shirt on too.
Okay.
I think he's gay, but definitely very effeminate. But anyway, let's continue. Tom Hun. So I guess this guy here, Josh Lakach.
Okay.
Josh Lakach. No. Whoever, I think it's this guy, Josh Lakach. Let me see. Is the one who deleted the video. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Found him. So Josh appears to be. Okay. So he says he deleted it at the kid's request. Right? So here's the tweet. He said, bro got, let's put this on your screen better. Bro got rejected because he's white. And here's a DM he posted. He said, I'm the person in the video you posted. My life is being turned inside out because of this whole scenario. I didn't say it was because of race. If anything, it was my extracurriculars ability to spell out a story of what I wanted to do. I am begging for you to take down this post because it has completely jeopardized my future. And he responds, he says, hi, John, I wanted to let you know that I'm taking down my post now. I hope you realize that you need to be careful about what you post online in the future. My post is meant to be satirical and humorous, but unfortunately, you can't control how people perceive things online. However, you should not let the negative comments of people online affect your future prospects. These comments are insignificant in the grand scheme of things, and people move on quickly from one thing. All right, who cares? Let's go. So let's check out this guy, Josh's timeline here. Menopause at 30, okay. This is so racist. Right? The only college I'll ever need. The dinks. So this looks like an engagement farming account. You know, someone seeking those Elon bucks. I think that's what's going on here. Yeah, that's what this looks like. This weird. We gotta talk about this too. This shit is not cool. Let me remember to talk about this. How much time we got left? All right. Remind me to talk about that. Okay, so let's go back. So Doe Dube's response to me, he says, y'all went from telling people systemic racism doesn't exist to singing We Grow spirituals on my timeline in no time at all. All it took was a few years of demonization in the media for y'all to fold. And other people have applied. So here Brendan says he didn't get early admission to Cornell with 4.6 GPA, 4.0 scale, bonus for AP. 1460 SAT out of 1600. Good, not amazing. TikTok didn't mention race. Someone else posted on X with bro got rejected by white. So he's getting branded racist. Damn. It's fucked up, man. Post a video online and then somebody ends up making you look racist. That's insane. Tom says 1460 for Cornell was never going to work in the first place. How would you get the anti-white outrage if he were not accepted despite having the early 1500s? But bro, 1460 is lower than the SAT score average of Cornell in 2021. He wasn't that smart. So I wanted to just fact check that. And the average SAT score for Cornell right now is 1480. 1480. And he got a 1460. So he's below average, which doesn't mean that they don't accept somebody below. If this is an average, obviously some people below are getting in, but he is below average. So shout out to him. Better luck with the next university. All right, let's continue. Let's go back. At least we cleared that up. But again, that goes to show you with the whole white conversation, how people are using it to troll, where some of y'all are falling for it. Here's another tweet. This is from Pastor Scott. GOP conservatives in 2020, there is no systemic racism in America against black people. GOP conservatives in 2023, there is systemic racism in America, but it's against white people, especially white men. This has been something of a theme going online since the Biden administration started, where the white right, red whites, have, they've decided to go far right and turn into the white BLM. We should call them WLM. Let's see here. This one needs more research, this story. This story needs more research, so I'll come back in a second. I want to show you something else in the racial division arena of online content. And I want to just show you something here. So let's pull this up. So here we go. So this account, I'm not going to play the video because it's violent. It says Blueface is out of control. Pushed a female fan to the ground who allegedly threw ice on stage, then had his team stomp her out. This was last night in Utah. So without watching the video, basically what they're saying is the girl threw ice at Blueface. He invited her to come on stage. And then apparently it was his girlfriend, his baby mama, who is also white. He gets her to beat people up or something like that. So she was beating the girl up, right? Now let's go back. So this is the original post. And I want you to notice how this post does not mention race, okay? Does not mention race. It's very specific. Blueface. And then we get this account, Amuse, who straight up jacks it, right? Like it shows right there, they jacked the video, right? It shows right there, they jacked the video. So they had the information, they had the details. And it says right here, a rapper invited white woman on stage, then orders her assault. You know what I'm saying? Rapper invited white woman on stage. So again, engagement farming based upon race. Amuse, this account Amuse, is engaging in that. Currently, 12.7 million views, 16,000 likes, 6,000 retweets, 6,000 replies. Okay. And again, someone here, this is an actual hate crime. So on one side, there's no such thing as a hate crime. And then it goes, oh, well, no, this is a hate crime, right? Where's the DA? Criminal charges are warranted and required. Now, just imagine if the races were reversed. Steve Johnson, stay away from that culture is all I can say. If you go to those places you're asking for it, that's just the way it is these days, unfortunately. So this guy points out and he says all three are Caucasian. He says, I only saw one woman. There were two others. Well, she didn't assault herself, now did she? Who alluded to that? And again, Blueface's baby mama is a white woman. I think he's got 3 baby mamas, and I think 2 of them are white. I don't know. I'm not getting into that whole shit. Right? But again, wait, hold on. What did that person just say? You're part of the problem trying to make it a race thing. He clearly has no respect for any women, including his kids' moms. So stop the race BS. Find something better to post. And that's a good point. Like, there's race baiting now happening on both sides. This person says, as soon as people like you admit that blacks are not being disproportionately killed by whites, no, whites have zero reason to be silent about the disproportionate violence of blacks against whites, period. Your people didn't stand for it. Ours won't either. Deal with it, right? So this is the type of rhetoric you get in response to that. But again, this was not about, hey, you know, beat up this white girl. This is about, he felt assaulted, and I'm not saying he did the right thing, but he felt assaulted and he wanted to do something. Nah, you definitely have not blocked more accounts than me. I don't think so. I could show you how many accounts I've blocked. Let's take a look if they're still in existence. Settings and privacy and safety, mute and block, blocked accounts. Oh, it doesn't give me a total count. It doesn't give me a total count on desktop, but it's definitely upwards of 30,000 accounts blocked. Anyway, let's go back. We got to talk about that. But first, again, staying in the same lane as this whole racial division conversation, let's play this. There's a movie called Cracka. And I don't know if this is like a scene. I think this is a scene from the movie. Might be gay too. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I didn't watch it yet. You know me, I like to save my reaction for live. So let's look at it.
It's unusual. Those are interesting brands you got there. Where you from?
New York.
I ain't never seen a cracker like you.
Hey, stop! I gotta sell this son of a bitch. Change, Cracker. Come.
Yeah, he's a real buck. In great shape. Very strong. Best I've seen come through here in months. But he could be a problem.
Gather round. We have our auction to have this buck cracker. This big buck cracker is very healthy, very strong, from Western Europe. I would like to start my bidding at $1,000.
I'll give you $1,500 for him.
Mr. Jackson, you can't keep coming up here trying to buy my product before everybody else.
Really?
Yes.
Yo, what
Let
is
me
this?
ask him.
Very well.
Now, am I being unfair to y'all?
Nah, we ain't say nothing like that. Nah, we ain't say nothing like that at all.
Uh-huh. Wrap him up.
Not so fast. I'll give you $1,600 for him.
Oh, well. Seems we have ourselves an auction here.
$1,700.
1,800.
1,850.
1,900.
3,000.
Ooh-wee. My cracker worth 3,000? 3,000 going once? Mr. Wayne? Going once? 3,000 going twice? This cracker's sold to the Jackson plantation.
Wrap him up.
Come on,
That's
man. You
my
said this
cracker.
is a Tubi exclusive.
Well, Cracker, you're not my problem anymore. I just made $3,000 off your cracker ass. Chattel up. Bill of sale? What's your name, boy?
Tubi. My name's Tubi.
No, I don't know where you're from, but you're in my world now. What's your name, Cracker?
Michael Stone.
Hey, yo, fair use, fair use. You know, I know the kids on the internet do that. Fair use, fair use.
Well, your new name's Biko Jackson. Got it.
It's not right. You take us from our homes. You beat us.
You degrade us. You enslave us. We're not just going to sit here and let you do this.
Well, you can't control your cracker's chance? Now, you better sort this cracker out. Some of you crackers think this here is a democracy. Well, I'm gonna show you what a democracy for crackers looks like.
No! No! No!
Wait, what the hell's going on? Movie called Cracka, featuring Busy B. Starsky and Saigon. Plot: a white neo-Nazi travels to a time where the roles of slavery have been reversed. He said he saw it on Vimeo? Wait, I think I just saw a link. Oh, this came out in 2021? This video cannot be played here. Hold on. I know where it can be played. I gotta watch this. I don't know why. Cracka. Here we go. It's a 30-minute film. It's a 30-minute film, I think. Yeah, it's a 30-minute film. Wow, called Cracka. I gotta watch this. I don't know why. I don't even know how I feel about this. I'm trying to figure out how I feel about this. I'm conflicted. I'm conflicted. I am absolutely conflicted. I'm conflicted. You know, on one hand, I'm like, this shit look funny, right? Like, I laughed. I legitimately laughed. I found it entertaining. And when I watch a movie, that's what I'm going for. Like, I'm going to watch it today. I'm going to watch it today.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
A special Grift Report watch party. Oh, you're a genius. I should definitely do a special Grift Report watch party on this. I really should. I'm gonna watch it today without y'all, but I should definitely do a Grift Report watch party. Yes, it made me laugh, right? Because it's just so ridiculous. Now, my only apprehension is the butt sex. Is if there's butt sex in this, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see the butt sex shit. You know what I'm saying? This has got to be the gayest episode. You got to go to Vimeo. Vimeo.com/432-652-737. Just type in video, Vimeo, Cracka. Cracka. Vimeo, it's called Cracka. Came out 3 years ago. The other thing is, it's like, who is this for? Like, you know, when you make a movie and you go, who's this audience? To me, this audience is for black people who want to feel empowered because they don't feel empowered. Like, at one point in my life, I would have needed this film. Well, not needed, wanted it. Now I'm like, I'm kind of over the whole black thing, right? Like, I've healed, you know, I don't hate white people anymore. They scare the shit out of me, but I don't hate them anymore. They just scare me. You know, I have a legit, I think I have white phobia. I think that's what I have. I have a legit fear of white people. Like, white people scare me. Especially like when I'm in a room full of them, I'm legit nervous. Like, almost 100% of the time. And I can't stay long. You know, I have to leave. And I'm not exactly sure why that is. I might have to speak to a therapist about that. But rooms full of white people intimidate me. And I have no problem admitting that, okay? White people scare me. I just feel very uncomfortable around them. So anyway, at one point in my life, I would have wanted this film and maybe emotionally needed it, but definitely not needed it, but wanted it. Now I'm healed up and I'm like, I just want to watch the movie because I want to laugh at some stupid shit, you know? So I'm going to watch this today. But going back, who is this for? This is definitely for your boule Negro. Your boule Negro would love this. The new niggas would love this. The new blacks would love this. Your brunch boots Negroes would love this. Black people who haven't healed from the trauma that has been imposed upon us by Black History Month, slave history, etc., etc. Now, somebody in the comments made a great point, and they said, well, if they got slave movies, shouldn't they have this one? And I can't really argue with that. Like, if you're gonna make slave movies, it's gotta be one where black people are the slave owners. Like you, if you're gonna keep making them, somebody's got to make one where white people are slaves and black people are slave owners. I mean, the universe has to have some reciprocity. It has to have some balance. It needs equilibrium. It needs opposition. It needs polarity. So from that perspective, this movie had to have existed. If nobody created it, was at some point it was going to be created. Okay. Here's my advice. Don't watch this movie because you want to see white people enslaved. That's not good for your psyche. Okay. It's not good for your psyche. It's a false way to heal a trauma. It's a false way to heal your PTSD, post-traumatic slavery movie syndrome. Okay. And it's unhealthy. If you're going to watch it for the same reasons I told you. Just pure stupid entertainment, right? And it's only 30 minutes. Like, I got 30 minutes today. You know? What are the chatters saying? Nas said, I used to go in certain neighborhoods and start to get anxiety. Yeah, when I go in certain neighborhoods, yeah, absolutely. Felix said, I can kick it with whites. I can kick it with whites, too. They just make me nervous. I'm white, and white folks make me nervous, too, says Tyler Rose. Okay, so it's not just me. Jimmy, show you how to move in a room full of vultures. Yeah. Black gay men with white boyfriends? Oh, boy. Nerd says it's kind of a slap in the face to blacks. What do you mean? How so? Explain that. I would love to understand your thoughts on that. What do you mean? Rumble watch party? Yeah. Yeah, we might have to make that a Rumble watch party. We was Kangs whites. What is the conflict? I don't know. I haven't had time to sit down and deal with my own white phobia. One day I'll sit down and try and figure out what that is. Dutch says Stockholm Syndrome doesn't fully describe this. That was a way they emasculated men in that period. Yeah. Remember Saigon the rapper? I had no idea he was in a movie. Please have a house Caucasian. Where is the house Caucasian? Now that would be hilarious. That would be hilarious. Out West says, I fear I'll say something racist. No, when I'm in a room full of white people, I'm usually so nervous that I say racist shit. You know? Like when I was on Gutfeld the last time, and they were talking like all this stuff. And I'm like, yo, this is the whitest conversation I've ever been a part of. I have no problem telling white people when I feel uncomfortable around white people. Nerd says, I don't know. I felt more dislike for that movie than the feeling of, yeah, see how it feels, white people? Yeah. I'm not a fan of the whole, even online, right? Like when something bad happened to black people, you know, Trayvon Martin, Tamir Rice, et cetera, and then something bad happens to white people, and then white people start complaining. I don't want to be one of those black people who go, aha, see, it's happening to you. It's kind of, I don't know, immature, I guess you could say. It's very immature and childish, and it's just unbecoming of a Hotep. You know, we're supposed to be above all of this. The vengeful spirit, yeah, that's just not very Hotep. The movie is in search of equity, not equality. That's true. That's true. The corporate liberal whites who are racist as fuck, yeah, they make me nervous, man. They make me nervous, man. You know, I think what it is I think I'm afraid, at least this is one thing. When I'm in a room full of whites, I hate when they Jamal me. Right? They Jamal me. And some of my white friends always Jamal me, right? Like something black happens on the internet and they feel like they got to DM it to me because it's dealing with black people. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck about this video. So they Jamal you, right? Like they code switch. Don't code switch around me. I'm code switching. And now you gonna code switch too? So I'm code switching to be white. You code switching to be black. And it's just like, so nowadays when I'm in a room full of white people, I don't code switch. I talk like a nigga. You know, I'm starting to become comfortable in rooms of white people to where I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to just talk like a nigga. I'm not code switching. Because if you going to talk black to me, I might as well just stay talking black.
I wish all the black people were as smart as Hotep Jesus. And I wish all the white people were as smart as Hotep Jesus. And I wish all the Hispanics were as smart as Hotep Jesus. Because that guy, he really gets it. He knows how to boil it down.
I had one of my white friends reach out to me. His son is dating a black girl. And she's in a room full of whites. And a white woman comes up to her and says, you know who you look like? And she goes, who? Candace Owens. Now, this black girl looks nothing like Candace Owens. Like barely even close in skin complexion. Candace Owens is clearly darker than this girl. But whites have like this one premier white in their head. So when you've just fit the profile somewhat, that's who you look like. For example, I've been in rooms of white people and they go, this was before I had my dreadlocks. They go, you look like Barack Obama. And I'm like, nigga, I look nothing like Barack Obama. So I hate when I get in a room full of white people and they Jamal me, right? Or they'll come up to me and they'll have conversations about like black shit and hip hop. And I'm like, I don't even like black shit. Why are you talking to me about black shit? I want to talk about white shit. I want to talk about fucking the Federal Reserve, cryptocurrency, business and economics. And you're over here trying to talk to me about Jay-Z and Beyonce. Like, when people I know who are black start talking about Jay-Z and Beyonce, I usually pick up my phone and start scrolling. Like these. So I hate when I get in a room full of white people and they Jamal me. The other thing is I feel like they get in a room with me, they Jamal me, and now I'm afraid that I might yell at somebody. I might scream at somebody. Like, yo, don't fucking Jamal me, you bitch. Because that's what I might say. When was it? I think I recently blacked out on somebody. Where was it that I blacked out on somebody? I just had to correct them. I forget where I was. But anyway, like, I'm quick to correct people. Like, I'm very quick. Like, nah, that shit wasn't cool. Don't say that shit. So, you know, a lot of the nervousness is for myself. With the white women, especially, I'm afraid of false accusations. I'm a person, people say I'm a good looking guy. And when I turn down women, they usually accuse me of false accusations. And I've been falsely accused by white women multiple times in my life. High school, jobs, and it's just like they hit on me. And I'm like, I'm not into white women. Okay, now I got to fucking Emmett Till you because you embarrassed me for turning me down, right? So now I got to Emmett Till you. So that makes me nervous. So like when I'm with white women, I'm usually like, keep an arm's length distance. If we take a picture, my hands are here. You know what I'm saying? I only take pictures with Latinas. or white women at Hotep Con, because the white women at Hotep Con are great. Brandy says, can't be too comfy around them. That's facts. Yeah, I learned my lesson about being comfortable around white folks. They will use your shit against you so fast, especially the liberal whites. I'm not too familiar, with the red whites. I haven't been in too many rooms of red whites, but usually the corporate whites, the corporate blue whites, those some scary. It's a Get Out type situation. Like Get Out is for real. That's some Get Out shit where, they look like they're your friend, but really they're your enemies. The secret disguise is to hide their true colors. And just when you think you're close enough to be brothers, they want to come back and cut your throat when you ain't looking. I got that from Eminem, who got that from Tupac. So yeah, that's why I prefer the red whites. The red whites, they usually call it straight down the middle. The red whites are just more disrespectful when they call you when they Jamal you. Like they'll just come up and be like, "What's up, Jamal?" And you're like, it's a joke, haha, we laugh it off. Whereas blue whites, they Jamal you. I remember I was working at a job, right? And it was an IT position. This is my first IT position. I come from the IT world. And this older white lady, she had to be like 60 fucking years old. So here I am, 20-year-old black kid, just fucking working IT for a cosmetic company, huge cosmetic company at the time, still is. And I'm working IT. And she's like, okay, so this is my first day. It's orientation. And she goes, okay, this is a mouse. Here's how you use a mouse. It has a left button and a right button. And I'm thinking to myself, like, wait a second. I literally went through a job interview process to get this job in the IT department, and you think I don't know how to use a mouse. Okay, this is crazy. So then she's telling me how to ghost a computer over so we can set new computers up for other employees. And I'm just watching her do it because I'm the type of person where if I see you do it, I can just memorize it, right? They call it photographic memory. So I have this photographic memory, right? So she goes, you don't want to write this stuff down? And I'm like, nah, I already know how to do it. So she was like, show me. So I go click, 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 click. And she just looks at me like, oh shit. So later on, I write it down, just to make her happy. So I didn't get an office, okay? They didn't give me a cubicle either, right? And check this out. There's a whole bunch of empty cubicles. So what she did was she put me in the storage room. This white woman did. She put me in the storage room. 20-year-old kid, IT. I'm a super geek. She puts me in the storage room. So at the time, MySpace is popping. So I'm on MySpace sitting in the room waiting for work to do, right? So she comes back there and she sees I'm on MySpace. She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm on MySpace. What do you mean? She's like, she couldn't exactly tell me that I wasn't allowed to be on MySpace because she doesn't even know what the fuck MySpace is. She just knows it's not work, but she's not my boss, so she can't tell me not to be on MySpace. So anyway, she's kind of irritated by it. So she leaves and she comes back like 10 minutes later and she was like, I need you to take that computer to somebody's desk, right? So I'm like, all right, cool. So I had got this computer, picked it up, got it ready, shipped it off, cleaned it up, formatted everything, and set it up for somebody who needed the computer in another building. I come back, right? So now I have no computer at all, right? And this is before cell phones had like great internet access. So I'm in the storage room. So what's in the storage room? Computers and parts. So I look behind me and I just saw everything I needed to make a computer. So I took the parts, I put together the computer in like, I don't know, maybe an hour or something like that, right? I don't remember. Put together the computer, now I'm back on MySpace. Later in the day, she comes back in the room and she sees I'm playing on MySpace. And her face is red, blazing hot. And she goes, where'd you get that computer from? And I turned around and looked at the whole rack of parts. I was like, I'm in the computer room where there's computer parts. She was like, so how did you get the computer working? And I'm like, I put it together. And she's looking at me like, how the fuck did this black guy know how to put together a computer? And I'm just thinking in my head like, Y'all gave me a job in the IT department. I hope I would be able to put together a fucking computer, lady. So then what does she do? She comes back the next day. She goes, you can't sit back here anymore. Come sit in the cubicle. So you wanted to lock me away in the storage room. But when I turned the storage room into the bat cave, now I can't be back here no more. Now, miraculously, you got a cubicle for me? Oh, I get to be a normal employee now? Oh, my fucking God. This is the bullshit I had to deal with. 20 years old. 20 years old. Old white lady. She's probably dead and gone now because that was 20 years ago. She's probably 80 years old. God bless her soul. But this is the shit that just makes me like look at white people weird. Like, and it just makes me nervous. And I'm not nervous because I'm nervous. I'm nervous for you because you're going to be nervous about me being here. So now I'm nervous because you're nervous. But that shit's crazy. That shit is absolutely fucking crazy. Bernard, you got to come check on this Jamal. He's working some kind of black magic in the storage room. Yo, think about that. You took my computer from me in the storage room of computer parts, and then you're perplexed by the fact that I was able to build a computer. And you know what the crazy part is? Not only do you have to build the computer, but you got to get the computer online, right? So I still had to set up the Windows software and all of that. So I had to load Windows on the computer. I had to load, well, internet browser came with it. So, but yeah. So she's just like, how did you do it? And I'm like, what do you mean? How did I do it, yo? Absolutely insane. We're going to go to the phone line. Text 202-596-5631 with Hotep in your name, and I'll go to the phone lines right now. Text Hotep in your name to get in line, 202-596-5631. And I'll be right back after this short commercial break. Excuse me.
Yeah, I can try to get that handled for you. Again, it's only my second day, so if you can give me a second. How am I supposed to do this? How the hell are we supposed to do this by 5 o'clock?
I have no clue.
Is that possible? Hey, do you have the password to... How'd you finish all your work already?
He's not tapped in. How'd you get that done so quick?
They think they're gonna be able to budget that?
It's money. That's money right there, you understand?
You guys finished your work 6 hours early?
He's not tapped in.
Goldstein on the check. And Goldstein, what's good, bro?
What's happening?
What's good with him, man? Happy Monday. How was your weekend?
Happy Monday. Man, oh man. I was just waiting for fire to rain down upon the earth yesterday, day before, on some Sodom and Gomorrah shit. I was just waiting. Now, I told my wife, don't look back, bitch. I'm telling you now, do not look back.
Look back on what? There's nothing to look back on?
Don't look back at the fire. She's going to turn into salt.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. Nigga. What the fuck? Oh, my God. Listen.
What happened?
Oh, the whole fucking video thing with these motherfuckers. The porn.
Oh, yeah. That was wild. That was wild.
Listen. Listen. Just fuck a link, huh? Fuck a link. I'm not gonna put a link, right? Fuck the little cloudy, cover up shit. Fuck it, right? I'm gonna put this here because I'm fighting the good fight looking ass. How? How? I can't tell you how many motherfuckers was telling me, oh, we're in an information war. This type of stuff has to be shown, otherwise people wouldn't understand what's happening.
Oh my God.
Okay, well, put the fucking link, you fruit.
If you'd like to see this, here's the link, so you know it exists. That's what we used to do back in the day. It used to be a link.
God damn. But no, you want to put the whole shit, the whole smelling ass shit on my motherfucking timeline. You can't make this shit up. These motherfuckers, soulless, bro. All of them, soulless.
It's them Elon bucks, man. The need for clicks, man. The grift. This is when you get overcome by the grift. If anybody wants to know the dark side of the grift, just look at whoever shared that video.
God damn, bro. Listen, I'm going to tell you what they succeeded in doing, all right? This is what they succeeded in doing, all right? They've compromised their integrity as a motherfucking political affiliation or whatever the fuck you want to call conservatives. Your whole shit is compromised. I don't want to hear nothing about morality or no type of motherfucking moral grandstanding from anybody who posted that shit. It's fruitless at that point. All right, that's the one of the first thing they succeeded in doing. Second thing they succeeded in doing. The homo dude is a homo dude, okay? So the people who he fuck with, this nigga is a national treasure now. This nigga is a national treasure now. They've made this fool a celebrity like none other.
Who?
The gay dude.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So he's not going to offend anybody that's in his circle by this, right? And actually, he's probably going to come away with this with one of the most popping ass OnlyFans that you could imagine in that little realm of existence over there, right?
Yeah, you know that shit going viral right now.
Right. They done made this man a celebrity and a millionaire potentially.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you did do. Same shit you did with Dylan Mulvaney. All he has to do is just lean into it now. Just be like, yeah, God damn it, I did that. Now what? And just lean into it and just go full-blown motherfucking villain with this shit. And dude will be popping for at least the next year and a half because all he has to do is continue to create content picking at these motherfuckers and trolling these motherfuckers, and they'll continue to post his ass.
This is true.
That's what they succeeded in doing. So you didn't succeed in gaining any ground in the culture war at all. There is not an argument you can formulate to say any different. But that's I mean, listen, that's all I got to say.
Should Hotep Nation allow gays into our ranks? Gay men specifically.
I don't see why not. Their money spends.
Okay. Are they allowed in Hotep Con?
Yeah, just don't bring none of that fruit shit with you. Don't be up in there flamboyant and snapping fingers and doing all that weird shit. I don't want to see none of that. You can be gay, just be gay in your own goddamn bedroom, because what you doing there ain't none of my business. You know?
Interesting.
That's the only place where being gay matter, unless you want to be one of them, like I said, them flamboyant, I don't even understand the whole falling on the back thing with these motherfuckers. When they're dancing and shit and they just fall the fuck out, I don't even get that. But don't be doing that shit at Hotep Con. Don't be passing at motherfuckers and doing none of that shit. Just keep your shit in the room where it's supposed to be, and you're good by me.
Okay. I mean, you're in charge of the insurgents, so you know if you say it's allowed, but we ain't doing no sassy shit. I like it. I like it. I gotta like it.
Cause I'm gonna be hard. Pause. I'm gonna be hard on you. Pause. If you do that sassy shit, you're gonna get a bigger foot in the ass. Pause. Than a normal motherfucker, because I told your ass. Right? So that's how that's going.
I fucks with it.
Now, how come nobody told me that Bryson Gray was in Arizona?
Oh, that's right.
Nigga.
They was all in your backyard.
Nigga, if I'd have known that shit was there, I'd have pearly thinged the fuck out of that nigga.
I'd have paid for your Amps Fest ticket.
Man, I'd have pearly thinged the fuck out of that nigga if I'd have known. I don't be paying attention to these conservative fucking gatherings and meet and greets.
Yeah.
And he blocked me, so there was no way I could know where he was headed. But I knew Shane Cashman was here yesterday. Like, that's when I found out.
Okay.
And then I looked into why he was here, and I was like, well, goddamn, everybody here.
Everybody was there. Yeah. I didn't know about it. I didn't know about it till everybody was on my timeline. Somebody tagged me, tagged Bryson in my, he was like, yo, y'all gonna play chess tonight? And he was like, I'm on my way to Arizona. I ain't think nothing ever. I figured just maybe he had a show. And then the timeline was full of Amfest, and I'm like, oh, that's this weekend? Oh, cool. Yes, everybody was in your backyard. Pause.
Yeah, I'd have pulled up on that nigga. I'd have pulled up on that fucking pink shirt wearing ass nigga. I would have been right there with them America First niggas talking about, yeah, you motherfucker, that's it.
Yo, if we'd have had Ghosty on camera with America First, I would have fell out, yo. I would have fell out. Damn, I'm mad we ain't know about that.
God damn. That's all right. They'll be back. Now, as far as this Cracka movie, bro.
Yeah.
I am not too keen on that movie, and I'll tell you why. So you already fuck up the image by portraying niggas as pimps and gangsters and violent and all sorts of other shit in the movies, right? And now you want to fucking peg us as motherfucking slaveholders? And you want to make a sympathetic figure out of a fucking Nazi as a result? Tell me that's not one of them motherfucking fuck nigga movies that I was talking about last week.
Man.
That's the beginning of it. It's the beginning. It's the precursor to the fuck nigga movie.
Yeah.
You're going to turn us into some goddamn slave holders. I don't want to be seen as that.
Right.
I know you don't want to be seen as that.
Correct.
Nobody in their right goddamn mind would.
Yeah.
The only people who would are people like you said, who are broken people.
Right. Yeah. Like, slavery's bad. Like, I wouldn't want to be a guy that owns slaves of any color, you know?
Right.
Yeah, and participates in that type of behavior of buck breaking and all of that. Yeah, that's not it.
Nah, leave that image where it's supposed to be.
we need the ancient royalty black empire movie. You know, that's what we need. And it doesn't need race politics. It could just be, you know, the Mali Empire and a love story or a dramedy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need to include white people to have a black movie.
Right.
But I would love to see an empire movie, and, you know, maybe it's a romantic comedy or, you know, something of that sort of a drama, and just have a good movie. You know, what happened to the days of just having a good movie, a good storyline, and that's just that without all the race politics?
Telling you. The only race politics I want to see at this point is I want to see, because I know it's only a matter of time, and you know this too. It's only a matter of time before the Daily Wire uses its motherfucking movie arm to remake a black classic, but with white people.
Yeah, I can see that.
They're going to be the first to break that motherfucking mold, and that is what I want to see. I want to see that so that way, when Hollywood continues to make the black person play the white role, you can't say shit else. Now you got to shut the fuck up because you got your win right there. Shut up now. The sooner that happens, the sooner we can shut the fuck up people like Matt Walsh and In Wokeness and all the rest of them motherfuckers who always got something to say when they put black people in roles that were historically white, especially when they're fiction. Because if they're fictitious roles, like Captain Motherfucking America, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm always like, we shouldn't be trying to find value in some fake ass superhero, right?
Right.
But conversely, neither should you, motherfucker.
Correct.
He does not exist. He's a phantom. He doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So why in the fuck are you so mad? I wouldn't give a damn if they turn that motherfucker into a cat. Who gives a shit? Because he's fake. All right? You do whatever you want with it.
Right.
So I don't understand why they get so upset for the same reason I don't understand why black folks, some black folks, are so goddamn desirous to have this shit happen. It's the same pathology to me.
Marvel fucked us up.
Telling you.
All
You
the
know how many
comic books.
motherfucking Africans, folklore motherfuckers there are over there on that continent that they could have been made a movie out of?
Well, apparently Lion King is from one of those African lores. And, there's an African who created Aesop's Fables.
Yeah.
Aesop's Fable is an adaptation of African folklore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They ain't trying to give niggas they ain't trying to give niggas nothing that's theirs.
Yeah.
Like Black Panther is the closest thing, but Stan Lee made that shit up.
Right.
When it actually came to depicting Africa and Africans and that type of vibe, they made them all animals. So, with the Lion King. So I don't know. There's a whole motherfucking grip of shit over there. Like you were saying the other week with the Black Santa. They got the lady, the queen, I forget her name, but she's a version of Santa Claus, but black from Africa. We don't need a black Santa. We need a her.
Big facts.
It just makes good business sense because that's a whole new franchise that you can cash in on. You know it's going to pop.
Correct.
So, yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Hey, if anybody else is posting motherfucking gay shit on the timeline, not only am I going to block you, but you better not bring yourself to the next Amp Fest in Arizona. And that's all I got to say.
Yeah, appreciate you, man. Hotep and Bill.
Hotep and Bill.
Strong Dad calling. Let's talk to Strong Dad. Jonathan Majors found guilty of assault. Looks like this story appeared on the timeline or on the news last week, 4 days ago. Convicted of assaulting his former girlfriend after a 2-week trial. Also acquitted of a different assault charge and of aggravated harassment. Majors, who was asked to stand and face the jurors as the verdict was read, showed no immediate reaction, looking slightly downward. His sentencing was set for February 6th. The charges stem from a dispute between him and his girlfriend, Grace Jabari, that began in the backseat of a chauffeured car, spilled into the streets of Manhattan one night last March. Jabari, a 30-year-old British dancer, accused Majors of an attack inside a vehicle that left her in excruciating pain. She said he struck her in the head with his open hand, twisted her arm behind her back, and squeezed her middle finger until it fractured. What's this? Oh, so we got to wait for sentencing. So remember I told y'all how I got this fear of white women. This shit like this, yo. This is the shit I'm talking about. Now, I'm not saying all white women deal with shit like that, because it's not true. But the type of white women that choose to date famous black men are usually up to no good. Usually all women who date celebrities are up to no good. Amber Heard. So, another white woman. So I think white women go for the whole assault and get your black ass locked up, Emmett Till spin. And black women go for, and the Latinas, they seem to go for the, baby mama route, right? Some of those video vixens and the OnlyFans girls, they're like, they want to catch him slipping and have his baby, so she got child support. Where's Strong Dad? Strong Dad isn't calling in. Dre, call in. Strong Dad's taking too long to call in. We got a bunch of callers. Wholesome White Woman's on the check-in. We're gonna check in with her. Cash's Cam's on the line. We're gonna check in with Cash's Cam. AK's on the check-in. We're gonna talk to him too. So we're gonna get to all of this. But this is wild. This is wild. So the internet is saying that, somebody else is going to get the role of Kang, whatever that is. I don't even know what Kang is. I guess this is another Marvel movie that was supposed to come out. But everybody's, it's trending number 3 now. Everybody's talking about Jonathan Majors. Assault and harassment. See, they say just in, and it's like just in. Like, Associated Press posted this 4 days ago. Oh, no, they didn't. They posted this today. I'm sorry. I take that back.
Call from
Dre. Andre Brown.
Yo, Dre, what's up, man?
Man, I don't know what's going on in D.C., man. That is just some weird stuff. But I'm going to let you know, you lose some cool points in my eyes, saying that you're scared of white people. Don't never say that. Don't never say that public. Keep that to yourself.
No.
And you know what I mean?
No.
That's just me. I mean, I'm personally...
Why do you say that? I said it on purpose for people who think like you. You were the exact mind I wanted to target when I said that. So I'm glad you called in and said something. Tell me your point of view.
Oh, God, I'm targeted. Okay, well, the reason why I say that, right, is that you're not supposed to show fear. You know what I mean? I can understand trepidation. You know what I mean? That you might say the wrong thing. But me personally, I don't... Their opinions don't move me left nor right. So, you know what I mean? I have limited contact with them. I mean, and the thing when you talk about the Jamal I'm not nobody's spokesperson. That's the first thing I tell myself. I'm the wrong person that you ask because I hold some messed up views. Just like that movie Cracka. I'll tell anybody, if I was living back in those days, I'd probably be kidnapping everybody at every race. I wouldn't just, just deal with black people. I'll be kidnapping white people, Chinese people, anybody, and I'll put you to work. You know what I mean? I have one of those, I hate to use the term, but Ferengi type mentalities.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Use what you can use. I mean, I won't be doing no buck breaking and, chopping off hands or nothing like that. I believe if you properly motivate your workforce, they go do what you need to do without you having to put their foot in your behind. That's just my personal management style.
That's true.
But no, I understand why people say it, but me personally, I wouldn't say it. You know what I mean? I'm not an aggressive person in the least. My thing is, if I have to be around a crowd of them, as long as they respect me, as I respect them. Now, if you want to talk mess, you know what I mean? I'm a shit talker extraordinaire, you know what I mean, without the cape and the tight drawers. So we could talk mess all day long. I have no problem. As long as you respect me, and I know it's not coming from a nasty thing, because I'm one of those type of people. I think racist jokes are the funniest jokes in the world.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I might have get hit too hard in my head. I laugh after them because, you know what I mean, you might use, all that. How many niggas take the screw of the light bulb? You know what I mean? You could change it. Well, how many white persons, how many Latinos, how many Russians, you know what I mean? It's interchangeable in my mind. So I don't hold it. I know you're using, black folks as an example, but that's the one that you picking on, but is interchangeable. So, but like I said, I never held that. And another thing too, yesterday I was listening to C-SPAN, and I'm gonna tell you this: if as a straight black man, the Democratic Party definitely don't have nothing for me, because the guy, all he talked about was abortion rights and immigration. I'll tell anybody, I have a slight accent, but I'm from the USVI. That means I got an accent and you can't deport me. My thing is that it irritates me to see only Latino people doing all the construction work, which are decent jobs for people who don't have no real education. You know what I mean? 10, 15 years ago, before they had this real serious influx, it was mostly black West Indian people doing it, or black people doing it. Yeah. But now it's just plain Latino. And I'm gonna just say this. I wish I could have called the Thursday show and talked to Unc and tell Unc this. Y'all FBAs, y'all have to start to act like the Klan if y'all don't want to be pushed out. Period. Out of this country is me personally. I think it's way past time black people grow teeth in their mouth to start to bite back instead of just use their teeth to smile. So, but that's me. I come from a different mindset mentality. I'm like any means necessary Malcolm type person. But like I said, that's I'm an island person to begin with. So, my blood run a little different and it run a little hotter. I'm not gonna let nobody just push me out of the way, because if you push me, I'm gonna push back.
Right.
That's my personal mentality when they need to be aggressive. But really and truly, black people like in Chicago and New York, or all of these, illegal immigrants, because they are illegal, they need to do some serious pushback. I mean, I could say certain stuff that is not, is my personal opinion and nothing to do with Hotep or Hotep Nation. I have friends that wait till Friday night when certain segments of those people like to get drunk and stupid in the streets and just whack them in the head with those mallets that you used to do tiling with and divest them of all their money. I've known people that do that. I'm not saying that you should go out and do that. But like I said, you gotta do something instead of just sitting there smiling and letting these people come in. You have to make it difficult for them, man. Use history and white people as an example. And y'all as formerly black Africans, or first black Anglo-Saxons and FBAs. That's what y'all might need to start doing, or else y'all gonna end up having nothing. That's just me personally. Because I know, I just know that if they send them to the Virgin Islands, all I could do is just say, you look up Fountain Valley, and you can see the type of people the type of people we are in the Virgin Islands when you come, and we think that you encroaching too hard on us.
Valley?
That's all I gotta say. Well, yeah, Fountain Valley, yeah.
Jamaica?
No, not Fountain Valley, Jamaica. No, Fountain Valley, golf course in the Virgin Islands. Just look up Fountain Valley and put USVI, and you'll find out what happened. So, but
USVI?
like I said, yeah.
The Fountain Valley Massacre was a mass shooting that occurred on the afternoon of 6 September 1972 at the Fountain Valley Golf Course in St. Croix. The incident left 8 resort employees and tourists dead after another 8 were shot or wounded. Why they do that?
Mm-hmm. Because white people came down there and bought up beachfront property and blocked our access. The same thing, I've seen a couple of articles, the same thing happening in Jamaica too, and they might need to do that. I mean, yeah, it might set back your tourism for a few years, but I'm one of the type of people, I don't really care for tourism. Tourism don't benefit the local people. So if they stop coming, figure some way else how to survive. So, but yeah, because because like I said, me looking at it economically, tourism don't benefit the local people because all the money go to some big company. Yeah. You know what I mean? And they pay the employees pittance. Yeah. So I'm not a supporter of tourism like that. You know what I mean? As a main economic mainstay. So, but like I said, I'm not that smart. I'm a very ignorant person. I'm like a black caveman at sometimes. But like I said, you know what I mean? We're cursed because we live in some very interesting times. So, but and to your question, which should homosexuals be allowed to Hotep Con, as long as they're not trans? Because my belief with trans is that they take their sexual fantasy into everyday breeding. It's like their whole life is a sexual fantasy. And, you know what I mean? That should be kept, you know what I mean? Like I said, stuff like that should be just kept in your bedroom. You know what I mean? But like I said, I personally have no problems with gay people as long as, you're not trying to do nothing, you know what I mean? Try to, do me. We all right. I could do business with you. I could do business with anybody. I could do business even with the devil. Just, feed them with a long spoon. But like I said, with gays and stuff like that, I don't believe in excluding them because of their sexual habit, unless their sexuality is trying to be pushed on me, or their sexuality is so overt that it makes people who not with that lifestyle very uncomfortable. Otherwise, I have no problem with that. So,
You said a lot. I'm not going to get into it all, but I want to come back to the beginning. Why did you say you lost respect for me or lost a little bit of points when I said I was afraid of white people?
Because as a black man, you shouldn't have no fear. In this day and age, as a black man, you shouldn't have no fear of white people. That's just me. I mean, I'm not gonna be one of these stupid white people, these stupid black people that say, "Oh, racism don't exist," or what it says. I forget the word that they put in front of the adjective that they put in front of racism, that it doesn't exist. I just see those people. They haven't had their nigga wake up call yet. That's all. That's all it is. They haven't experienced it. They've been lucky enough. But like I said, me personally, I find it strange. You know what I mean? I had a cousin. He said the same thing too. You know what I mean? He was hanging around a bunch of white guys when he was in college, and the cops came and pulled up, and they said, "Oh, he with us," and he said, "Oh, I felt safe." So, like I said, stuff like that. Maybe because I grew up around, all black people and stuff like that, it just doesn't register to me. It just doesn't register when I hear another person.
But you're in the islands, right?
No, I'm not in the islands. No, I'm in Florida.
Oh, you in Florida? But you're from the islands?
Yeah, I'm from the islands. Yeah. So yeah, well, like I said, yeah, I've been up here since I've been like 19 years old. So in '91. Okay. But like I said, me personally, I find it strange, and I find it strange that they say that. I mean, I agree with you. You don't want to be I don't want to be nobody's spokesman. You know what I mean? Because one day I might feel like this, next day I might feel like that. You know what I mean? So
let's talk about this, right? So, one thing about me is I want to create a strong connection between myself and my audience. So I'll tell you how I really feel about things, right? So I have a legit fear of white people. Now, what's my motive for saying that? Well, people have to start questioning things now. It puts thoughts in people's minds. Like, what the fuck? Hotep Jesus is afraid of white people? And it opens up lots of doors of communication in regard to how white people operate. You know what I'm saying? Trepidation, yeah. So I get that. But I want to be clear. It's not fear like you think, right? It's not like I'm afraid of white people. I'm just afraid of white people and what they're capable of and my lack of control in those situations, right? For example, I gave the story of the white woman who offered me her bedroom to sleep in while I was at work, right? With my old boss. I had a legitimate fear that she might accuse me of something I had not done, right? If a white woman offered you her bedroom to sleep in, would you take it?
No.
Why not?
Well, bedrooms is for what it's first. It's not my bed. I'm very funny. I would rather sleep on the floor first before I go sleep on
or her house. Her house.
Her house.
Yeah, her house. He's like, yo, here's the keys. You can go sleep in my house.
Oh, nah, I'm not going in your house. I don't even allow people in my house when I'm not there. So the thought of me doing that, nah, that's a no-no. I mean, I can understand that you ain't want to be Emmett Till or anything like that. Yeah. That part I can understand. Yeah. With that part, when you said that, I totally understand you, because that's like the setup. You know what I mean? Not supposed, because not supposed her husband come home like, who the hell is this Negro in my house? You know what I mean? That so yeah, I can understand that you thinking like, oh yeah, like a half glass empty, like the worst possible thing to happen. And I ain't mad with you, because that's like, how to say, that's like a self-protection mechanism to make you not do stupid stuff.
Facts. Boom, you just nailed it. Right.
So that's a self-preservation. With that, I understand. You know what I mean? But now I understand when you say fear, you don't mean like, okay, like you ready to like wet yourself if they talk too loud.
No.
Okay, all right, then. Well, good. Well, once you say that, okay,
so if they boss up, my fear is getting arrested, because if I'm in a room full of whites and someone says some belligerent shit to me and we get into a scuffle, my fear is that I'm going to get arrested and he's going to walk scot-free and everybody's going to lie on me. That's my fear.
Okay. That's understandable too, and that's why you got this thing called strategic retreat. All right, you can run your mouth like this today, but I might see you tomorrow, or I might see you Wednesday, or I might see you, 3 days after Independence Day. You know what I mean? And then you know what I mean? Then when the odds are even and ain't got too much people around, do your dirt on your lonesome with no witnesses. Right. Yeah, I'm gonna put my foot in you. So, yeah.
Yeah. So those are my two biggest fears. The fact that I know everybody in the room is not going to have my best interest at heart when shit hits the fan, and the whole Emmett Till situation. I'm more fearful of, being incarcerated and getting a record. That's my fear. One of them might trigger me because they have in the past. Nigga said one of them whites said some disrespectful shit to me at a crypto conference, and you know how you can feel your body heat up?
Yeah.
So my body heated up, and then I said some belligerent shit back to him, and then he kind of like backed down. Like he didn't expect me to sound how I sounded, right? Because of how I was dressed. I dressed, I got on the skinny jeans and, I got on some Japanese shoes. I'm dressing like, fashionable. So he saw me, black guy, at crypto. I'm not tall. I'm only 5'10". I'm not a muscular guy. I'm slender. I'm only 160 pounds. And he was like 6'3". So he thought he was going to punk me. But my blood don't run like that. Like, I don't get to choose what makes me mad. I get to choose how I react. And he tried me. And when he saw my reaction and I felt myself get hot, I was reminded of why I don't like being in these situations and why these people scare me is because they gonna make me act out of character. And now here I am locked up in some Florida, Miami jail.
Okay. Yeah. You don't want to play with these Floridian people because you come here on vacation and leave on probation. Yeah. But you see, okay, with you, I know you have I could already tell, even from first time I watched you and listened to you, I know you got expensive vocabulary. Sometimes you don't need to use real nasty words. You can just use nasty adjectives to equate them. You know what I mean? Because, majority of white people and a majority of people, period. You know what I mean? And this is something I learned from being in New York and being around people who talk. Once you could talk back and you could match their talk and they can see in your position that you're ready for action. Yeah. You know what I mean? They're gonna naturally calm themselves. Yeah. So because he watched you like, oh yeah, I'm a big bohunk. Oh, I shouldn't use that word. I'm like, somebody might think that's wrong. But yeah, buddy, I'm like you just like a big old Texas cornbread person, and you like a little slim like string bean, and I'm supposed to be scared. But we have a saying in the islands: little axe cut down big tree. So I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of your size or nothing. You know what I mean? Like I said, that's what I got put into me as a kid. You know what I mean? If I can't beat you with my hands, throw dirt in your eye, take grass and cut you, do what you got to do to win. Right. You know what I mean? Because ain't got no such thing as fair fight. Because I was never a gentleman, so I don't believe in chivalry. So, you know what I mean? Do what you got to do to win. You know what I mean? If they want to call it cheat, all I can do is just say, hey, so I'm not for you, loser. Facts.
So, hey, appreciate the call, man.
Yeah, I appreciate talking to you. I'm glad you cleared it up.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm really glad that you cleared it up.
Yo, Hotep and Bill. Yeah. We're going to get Strong Dad in here. I like Andre Brown, mostly because I was raised by a Jamaican father. So I think like the Islanders, I think like the Jamaicans, and I agree with 95% of the shit he said. I'm not going to get into the details of it for legal reasons, but I agree with the shit that he said, and anybody who read between the lines know what the fuck I'm saying. Hold on, here's Strong Dad.
Call from
Strong Dad, what's up, man?
What up? My bad. I asked first that niggas attended to. How y'all doing, man? How you doing?
Good, man. Happy Monday. How's your weekend, man? Everything good?
My weekend was great, but I love Monday. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I like to grind.
Yes, sir. Back to the grind.
Here we are. Here we are. First of all, listen, I'm not disappointed in you for saying that, and I understand exactly what you mean, especially living here in Colorado for so long, and seeing how, especially seeing how, like, you know, like the blue white, how they operate. You know, they're not. Listen, like you really can't trust them. You really can't trust them.
Right.
You really can't trust them. But I will say that I've never necessarily. I've always been aware. I would always say, like, you know, don't trust. Like I don't trust white people. You know, and that's obviously not a general statement, but for the most part, right? I don't trust white people. But I'm more nervous to be in a room full of niggas, because in a room full of white people, I can finesse them. I've finessed white people for a long time versus a room full of niggas, you know what I'm saying? In this day and age, anything can happen. You know what I mean? I might be able to navigate that space better, but anything can happen. And it's a certain, and I mean niggas, I don't mean black people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because when I'm in a room full of my people, they know how to act right. So I don't ever have an issue there. But when I'm in a, you know, like a room full of Waffle House niggas, I'm always, you know, preparing my exit plan, how in the hell I'm going to get out of here. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching how every nigga responds to each other, because niggas is wild. And they're way more dangerous than blue whites. You know, I guess a blue white will call the cops on you. So I feel like having the ability to know how to navigate in those spaces is paramount as a black man. But once you can finesse them, once you know how to finesse a blue white, once you can operate in those spaces, they're the least dangerous space I feel like to be in. But they are very annoying because they Jamal you, absolutely, you know what I'm saying, or they buck you, right? They sexualize you in these spaces. They juxtaposition themselves against you to make themselves seem inadequate. You know, like, oh, you know what I'm saying, I'm not as big as you were. You know, it's a lot of weird things, like they denigrate themselves in front of you. And sometimes that can be more embarrassing to me and uncomfortable for me than even the dangerous things they can do. Just like, you know, just like, man, have a fucking spine. Like, they'll act like they are inherently weaker than you if you're a black male, and especially if you carry yourself, you know, like if you carry yourself with a heavy hand in any of these spaces, it's like they idolize you, and I don't like that either, because that's uncomfortable. And I just something about me just, I get like a weird feeling in my stomach when a man like debases himself in front of me. Like, you don't have to be a bitch, you know what I'm saying? Like, toughen up, my nigga, you know? And they all got, it's crazy because before I was locked up, having a beard made you a tough ass nigga. And when I got out of prison, it was all these niggas with beards. It was like pussy niggas. Like, they were just like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to be a strong. They're just whack. It's too much for me. I don't like that. I'm scared of that because I hate feeling uncomfortable. I'm always scared of feeling uncomfortable. And that would be the thing that I'm scared of when it comes to being in a room full of them types of people.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I agree with that. Same here. That's another great example.
And listen, when it comes to red whites, though, they are also really like they want you to act like Brandon Tatum a lot. I'm not saying all red whites are like that, but I lived in Florida long enough. I was on the construction site. I was around the reddest of the red whites, and all they talked about whenever they talked to me was how, like, you know, like race politics. They wanted me to be like Tatum or Candace Owens. They wanted me to say something like that.
That's my problem.
You know, to be the kind of black they like.
That's my problem. When they come around me and they try to make me the diversity conversation, and I'm like, I don't even like talking about that shit.
Yes, man. Like, can we talk about like some American shit? You know, whenever it comes to them, I try to have the conversation first and steer them away from that. Because it makes it.
But it also depends. It also depends, right? Because sometimes I like talking about it because I know the person. Because I've had white people come up to me and ask me questions regarding race, but you could tell it was like really from a thoughtful place, like they really gave a fuck.
I like that.
And I've had other times where I've been part of a conversation where it's just really shallow and there's no depth, right? So there are nuances to when I like having those conversations. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I definitely think it's, it is all dependent. I like a genuinely curious white person. I feel like, those are some of the easiest white people to get along with, even if they disagree with your lifestyle or who you are. Genuine curiosity I respect, because then, even if we don't meet at the same space, we can still sit at the same table and have a good conversation. And I like that. I like to learn.
Let me tell you this story, right? Let me tell you this story. Shout out to my mom. I don't mean to, create any negative image of my mom, but I remember this story. My mom was a college English professor. Okay, so she spoke the Queen's English, and she demanded that I spoke the Queen's English, right? And this is one of the first experiences I've had with understanding as an adult the race relations in America and the perception of whites in the minds of blacks, right? So we went down the shore and we're at her boss's house, and I'm a little kid. I'm probably like 10 years old. And I had to use the bathroom. And I remember hearing this commercial of this black kid in this commercial. I forget what commercial it was, but the kid goes, "I have to go to the bathroom," right? And he doesn't say bathroom. He says bathroom, right? With the F. So I said it like that, right? And I didn't think nothing of it. Nigga, when I got in the car on the way home, nigga, my mother, that was the longest ride ever with my mother. She let me have it. I didn't teach you to speak that way, and why would you speak that way? And I know how she felt, because she felt like here we are in this room full of whites, and she done raised an ignorant monkey. That's how it looks to her. You know what I mean? And today, I don't give white people that much power over me. Like, I don't care how white people judge my kids. If my kids behave properly, I'm fine. I don't really care, how they talk, but I do care if they say something intelligent, right? But the whole grammar and shit like that, like, we work on grammar in this house. They know good grammar from bad grammar, but I let my kids talk, quote unquote, black. And I think it's important for us to have that identity and have our own dialect and not be so whitewashed and have to sound like the white man to get ahead. And I base that on how Chinese operate and the Arabs operate. Them motherfuckers could barely speak English, and everybody does business with them, and nobody judges them when they start talking I've been in business meetings with Chinese people, and their grammar sounds fucking terrible, but nobody goes, aha, look at this.
Less intelligent.
They're not perceived less intelligent. That shit pisses me off. That's why when I go in a room full of whites, I don't code switch no more. I'll only code switch for cops. That's the only person I'll code switch for. My code switch comes on now based upon topic. If we're talking about business and economics, chances are I'm going to be talking very proper, because that's the type of vocabulary that comes with those genres, those topics.
Right.
But I'm going to talk like a nigga in front of white people. And I'm going to tell you right now, white people got more respect for you when they know you got a brain and you talk like a nigga and choose not to talk like a white guy in front of them, because otherwise they look at you like you buck broken.
Hotep, you're a genius.
Exactly.
HotepJesus.com.
Exactly. Real ones know.
You know what I'm saying? You got to have balls, man. You got to have balls with these white folks. This goes out to all my black people in corporate America who feel buck broken at work, afraid to buck against the system at work because you think you might be judged. Let me tell you something. If you do not speak up in your meeting, that's what's going to jeopardize your job. That's what's going to make you have less respect from your boss. But when your boss knows you ain't going to take no shit, they respect you and you'll stay at your job longer. Although you shouldn't stay at your job any more than 2 to 5 years.
That's right. For yourself.
Shout out to Nas. He said, I'm 26 with 2 kids. I needed to hear this. Yes, this is very important, man. Teach your kids the difference between good grammar and bad grammar. But if they gonna talk black, let them motherfuckers talk black. That's part of our identity. It is a such thing as talking black. It is a such thing as talking white, which I might be contradicting myself on the white-black conversation last week. But you guys know what I mean. There is a difference, and we need to be allowed to speak how we speak. You know what I mean?
Thanks. So I got two things. The last caller, the brother was talking about, you know, the Hispanics taking over.
Yeah.
And just decimating the trades. You know, man, it doesn't take much to start a trade business. And I just don't understand. You know, I try to give all my skills out for free, and I just don't. I try to get black people to do this with me many a time, and they're always looking to get a payment. But the barrier to entry is so thin when it comes to the trade industry that it doesn't, like, there doesn't need to be a paywall to teach these younger black men, you know, that he's talking about how to operate a business. You know, how 5 of them can literally create a company, and all they, like, just fucking watch a YouTube video, get some cheap jobs, and within the year, you'll be an operating business. The steps are made to seem daunting, but they aren't. An LLC is fucking $60, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I tell them all the time, I'm like, you know, whenever you have that extra money that you finna buy, you know, an eighth of weed with or something like that, just buy an LLC and just have one. You don't even have to have an idea yet.
No, you should definitely have an
solidified.
LLC. There are a lot of benefits to having an LLC. It doesn't take long. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell everybody how to get an LLC right now, so you don't get scammed by like LegalZoom or something like that. You need a articles of incorporation. You can technically have ChatGPT write it for you. Okay, you need articles of incorporation. Or you can use like something like FormSwift. FormSwift is like $5 for the month. And FormSwift, you just answer a couple of questions and it fills it out for you. And then you need your EIN. That takes 2 seconds. And then you submit that to the government, and then they provide you a certificate. And so you have your EIN, you have your articles of incorporation, you have your certificate. Now you can take those 3 things and go get a bank account.
Bada bing, bada boom.
You got a 501c3. What's next? Well, again, filing a 501c3 is the same process, right? Where you get your articles of organization, and then you get whatchamacallit, your EIN, and then whatchamacallit, you'll get your certificate back. But that doesn't mean you'll be tax exempt. That's a whole nother process. But we had our CPA get us our tax exempt. Articles of incorporation is for a corp, not LLC. Articles of organization. Well, there you go. There you go. Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, the LLC, you know, you can get onto your local Secretary of State and just apply. You just put your name in there, the name of your business, apply, pay the fee, make sure that the name doesn't already exist, and you're good. And not to shit on my trade, but you know, painting is one of the easiest, good paying trades to get into. If you just, you know, just take your time, don't try to do a job fast, and you'll develop skills really quick. And you don't need more than, you know, $100 to really start. You know, if you have an LLC, you go to a local Sherwin-Williams, you start a business account, now you can charge, and you just fucking spend money on advertisements. Somebody is going to hire you for a random job, and you go to Sherwin-Williams, you charge your supplies, bada bing, bada boom. You keep doing that, you pay your stuff back, make sure you pay it on time so you can keep charging, and eventually you're up and operating. If you suck at your job or you suck at learning, then yes, you're going to fail. If you spend out of your means, you're going to fail. If you try to give people too many deals, right, you're going to fail. That's why I say know your worth, know the strength of your product. But it really just takes time and effort. The barrier to entry to a community changing and bringing wealth it's just the willingness to get your ass out of the house. And do it, or to spend your time on the computer not doing bullshit, right? Not watching a Twitch streamer fuck around with Nicki Minaj and just create a fucking business,
right?
And you got money, and you get a business account. Now you're rolling, because now you can make big expenses. You know what I'm saying? Stuff that don't even apply to your business. you can.
Oh, well, you're
spend
saying
money
too
on.
much now. Whoa. Say too much now. You're saying too much now. I gotta
Hey,
let
I'm
you
not
go.
gonna
That
go
shit
too far.
sounded
I'm not
legal
gonna
as
go too
hell.
far. I'm not gonna go too far. I'm not gonna go too far.
Nah,
But
you already
know what
went
I mean?
too
Like,
far. That shit was illegal as hell. What
yeah,
you just said. I want to be
there's
clear.
There's legal loopholes. There's legal loopholes. Like you know.
But you are not allowed to
when
put
you're in
anything.
Florida,
You're not allowed to write off any expense
you can't buy a car.
that is not.
You cannot,
that is not associated with your business. I want to be clear. It has
you
to be
cannot buy a
associated with your
car,
business.
but if your car is your work vehicle and you need a new car, this is an area where you can be helped, right? If you're like me and you dress like CJ from Grand Theft Auto, then all of your clothes are write-offs because they're painting clothes, they're Dickies and shit like that.
Yeah, that's
so,
true.
You know, things like that, you know, in Florida, water, all those things, that's an actual write-off. So, you know, there's many ways y'all can get around those things and succeed. Last thing before I go, because I'm holding up a lot of time, conservatives, which way, man? Hotep or gay? Which way? Which way are y'all really trying to go, man? Hotep or gay?
Are you allowed? Are we
For
allowed
real.
Hotep gay people into Hotep?
Absolutely, but no trans people. You know, it's funny because my wife, I never even thought about this, but my wife, she was like, you know, I don't want to expose our daughter to trans people. I don't want her to know they exist until she's older. And I was like, why? And she was like, because they have a mental illness, and you don't expose children to people with mental illnesses. You know, when you're in college, you have to go to the next level even to see the worst of the worst in psychology. Why would you expose your child to someone with a mental illness? And I perfectly agree with that, which is also why if I wouldn't want my daughter around them, I wouldn't want them around Hoteps either. You know what I'm saying? No shade to them and their life, but this is a fact. You have a mental illness, you need help. You know what I'm saying? And I can't help you. Hotep Con, Hotepistan, that's a space where we're trying to elevate. And if you got a mental fucking illness, how the hell are you elevating? Especially if you've made it your identity.
Right.
So, unfortunately, you know, that's where I draw the line. But, you know, I was born in 87. Gay people back when I was younger were just gay people. You know what I'm saying? If you're gay or you're a lesbian and you're just living your life, that's fine. I don't care. Show up. You know what I'm saying? Show up with your politics. But when you're like that Rob Smith nigga, you know, you're like, you make that your identity as a person that I have to interact with. That's fucking weird to me. And it doesn't belong in me.
Yeah, big facts. Hey, man, appreciate the call, bro.
Hey, man, much love, y'all. Hotep and Bill.
Hotep and Bill. We got Catchers Can calling in. I'm going to create a race to the next caller, whoever gets in first. Let's go here. I'm going to create a race. First one to call in right there. Between the people I just text, first one to call in is next in line. Just close that. I don't like tabs open. This is hilarious. I survived death row, 55 million. Did not. Retro Neon with the super chat over on YouTube. Thank you. He says, imagine Unc playing a slave owner in that movie. Oh my God. That would be perfect. He would be perfect for that role.
Call from
Catchers Cam.
Cam, what up, bro?
What's good with you, man? How you doing?
I'm good, man. What's up, man? What's on your mind?
Man, Hotep or gay, bro?
Which one is it?
Which way? Which way, white man? Like,
Facts.
I don't understand the thought process that goes in to lambasting gay people and then being like, hey, I found some gay shit. Look at this gay shit. I'm not gay. Here's some gay shit. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. You're just going to spread it on the timeline so everybody else can see it. My block count is up to like 30 just over the last couple of days. Like Poso, Loomer.
They posted
all these
it?
influencers. Yeah, Poso reposted it a couple times.
So you blocked
him. Hey, even if it was just a still shot, even if it was just a screenshot of some blurred out cheeks, you getting blocked.
Yeah.
I ain't got no time for any of that stuff, man. And like, the whole TPUSA and Conservative Inc. movement, like they move so goofy. I have no patience left for it. Like, how are you supposed to be the face of tradesmen and you don't know a trade? You ain't never had a callus in your whole life. You can't change a tire. You know, you're calling people to fix your house. Like, I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me at all. Like, it really makes me mad. You know, because they just kind of got like a stranglehold on this culture war. And here's the way I'll put it like this. Cause I'll put it like in MMA terms, because it's like the only way I always think about shit in like fight terms, just the way my brain works. Back when Nate Diaz fought Conor McGregor for the first time, it was UFC 196. They were having a press conference. And Conor McGregor was talking all this wild shit about, look at all these fancy training methods I got. We're doing this with the heart monitor and all kinds of shit. And Nate Diaz interrupts him, and he says, "You're playing touch butt with that dork in the park." He's like, "Who do you train with? Who do you spar with? Like, who are you fighting on a daily? Like, you're not sharpening blades. You're talking about all this fancy shit." And he interrupted and said, "You're out there playing touch butt with that dork in the park." And that's exactly what Conservative Inc. is doing. You got the Hotep community over here sharpening swords, training with killers. You know what I'm saying? And then you got Conservative Inc. reposting butt sex, allowing whoever to these events in Arizona. And I'm just like, and then you guys are going to sit back and wonder why you're losing the culture war? You're Conor McGregor. You're getting choked the fuck out. You're not training with killers. You're playing touch butt. And it's fucking infuriating to me, man. I don't get it. Like, so I was hot. I got a homie. He's getting ready for a bare knuckle title fight. So I've been sparring a little bit more than usual, and I've been fucking feeling myself. And I might even actually take a scrap. I've been feeling really good lately. It might be comeback season. But we're getting the gym ready. You know, we got tons of kids in there. There's like a bunch of big stuff going on with this gym and stuff. So I was hot-headed the other day, and I was like, man, I challenge all the Conservative Inc. to a fight. And I'll fight all you guys at the same time to decide who's the new face of the conservative culture war.
Damn.
I mean, I'm being facetious, but at the same time, I'm not, dude. Because people get on these online communities and shit, and it stops right there at the internet. What people don't get about the Hotep Nation movement and the community that we have, we only affiliate with people that we know are crossing T's and dotting I's. And we check in with each other and let them know what's going on or when we need help with stuff. When I was out on fire, you guys hit me up regularly to check on me. I got more messages and texts and people calling from Hotep Nation. You would text me, Chad would text me, Cannon would text me, Nico would text me. Hey, I got more texts from you guys checking on my safety than my immediate family. These other online movements, man, they don't move like that. It's all fucking smoke and mirrors. It's all bullshit. It's touch butt with that dork in the park. And I'm out of patience for it, bro.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
You right. You absolutely right, sir.
But everything's good on this end, man. Like,
hey, man, I appreciate the call.
Hey, God bless. I'll stay tapped in with you guys. Hotep and Build. Go work out if you haven't.
Yes, sir. Cassius Cam. He another one. He gonna be in charge of sparring and fighting. Sparring and fighting over at Hotep Nation, Hotepistan. We got too many fucking Hotep names. Who is this? Oh, that's Cassius. Who this? Okay. So we got Spencer and AK racing to the phones right now. Hurry up, make your phone calls quick so I can get out of here and do stuff. Rumble chat is crazy. Retro Neon said, that true, I can hang around red whites all day and chill like it's nothing but blue whites. Yeah, I can't hang out with those motherfuckers. Yeah, they're so weird. They're so weird and shady. Oh, they're so shady, it skeeves me out. Gives me the heebie-jeebies. German manufacturer BioNTech on Monday said it had completed a key step in setting up its first vaccine production hub in Africa to boost access to mRNA jabs on the continent. Lord have mercy. AK, what's up, bro?
What up, Shay?
What's good with him, man?
You know, just another Monday.
Yes, sir.
Man, you know, whenever there's this conversation about race and like moving through different groups of people,
I always feel like I have such a unique perspective, right? Because I grew up in a mixed race, mixed religious household, and because I grew up in the middle of rural white America, right? Like literally 90% of where I'm from is white, and then like 8% is Native American, and then like literally you can look at a census from like the year 2000, and it's like 24 black people in my hometown, and my family accounts for 5 of them or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So because of that, I feel like there's just like a different way that I can understand the red whites, you know, like on a fundamental level. And maybe there's like an intrinsic part of me that understands blackness, but maybe I misunderstand to a certain level too, because I grew up around such, you know, such white America. Now, as an adult, you know, I've had the ability to, you know, to move through different groups of people, right? Like, I worked in inner city after school programs, and like the majority of the staff are black, right? And I did that for like 2 years, and I've just had a lot of different interactions. I did a podcast with a dude that is what I call culturally Democrat. Like, he grew up in Minneapolis, in a black family, proud black family. And all to say, like, when you talk about the fear, I get what you're saying, I do. But there's a part of me that's like, the fear comes from, I think, a mismatch of intention.
Yes.
Do you think that that's like a part of it?
Yes. Yes, that's a huge part of it. I'm coming in the room being myself, and everybody else is coming in the room with a fucking motive and agenda and being fake as shit.
Right. And so here's what I've come to find out, right? So like, it's funny that like people give like these hypotheticals of like, could you imagine being at a bar in the middle of like white America by yourself at 11 o'clock at night? And I said, oh, I can more than imagine. I've actually been that dude in the bar at 11:30 with a bunch of drunk red whites. And what I found to be true is, you're right. You will get red whites that will do like a mean-spirited Jamar. But here's the thing. If you give that shit back, that's respect. And then here's the other thing that I've come to realize. It's not even because I'm black. It's because I'm different. So the most fascinating thing that you'll see, and there's probably white people on this, you know, that are watching the stream. If you're a city white and you go to country, like in Minnesota, in northern Minnesota, they call it the Iron Range because there's like a bunch of like iron workers, like back in the day or whatever. And they call the whites from the Twin Cities, they call them city idiots. And when those whites get together and I'm the black dude watching, right? Because I can move like water. Seeing the competition of like, I'm a real man, you're a pussy from the cities. And they try to like outman each other, and they just sit there and crack on each other. And it's like this craziness. And I'm like, oh, that's what that is. It's this idea that the intentions of people that you view as other, and that, yes, can cut across racial lines for sure, because that's a big, easy one. But there's also like cultural lines, right? Like where it's just that out group type of shit. And to me, I've come to find that like the reason I've been so attracted to conservatism, libertarianism, is because you try as much as possible. And there's a whole side commentary about how there's a resurgence in this of identity politics, but I'm not talking just about racial identity. I'm talking about all types of identity that are beyond a choice that you make. If I choose to like follow a belief system, that's an identity that I think you can fuck with, because there's no out group. Everyone can be in the in group if you choose to accept. But if you choose an identity that is along racial or ethnic or genetic lines, there is no accepting. Everyone is going to always be an out group, even if they try and be in your in group. And that to me is what I've always despised about the left. But the right is starting to do the same shit now, where it's all about, oh, look at my white identity. And that shit drives me insane. So to go back to that point that you made about that feeling of like,
again, uneasiness to what people's intentions are. It is true that in a lot of cases, it's because they might have bad intentions for you and you might come in with open intentions. But that's why, to me, I try and give people the benefit of the doubt. And if you cross the line, it's like, I'm going to check you just to let you know. And for the most part, I find that when I check someone, they realize like, oh, okay, so like, you're not an other. You get it. This is like my test to see whether or not you're part of this. So I wanted to just kind of give you my
I got tested once.
That.
I got tested once. I was hanging with somebody from 50 Cent's entourage. Actually, I wasn't hanging out. I just was at the party. I've hung out with him before. I was at the party, and we was at a club, and all of a sudden I felt somebody like going in my pocket, like to steal my wallet. So my first reaction, I grabbed his hand and I turned around and looked. And then the nigga said to me, this is one of the gangster niggas that fuck with 50. He said, all right, you a real nigga. And I just laughed because it was like he was testing me, right? So different races got different tests. And men do test each other. So that's real facts.
Yeah, and I also wanted to shout out, too, because I forgot to shout this out when I called in on Friday. Shout out to Sonny Johnson, man. That Jesse Waters appearance she had, fuck, man.
Where is
Dude,
that?
she straight... so I found it on YouTube. It's on my timeline. I tagged her, and then I probably tweet like 4 or 5 times a day, so it's not that far back. But like when they brought her on, right, he starts playing like a DEI thing, and as soon as she starts, she's like, I guess I'm your DEI. She called him on it, and his face is like he was just like, oh shit, like she straight up called it because Sonny, as you know, and as everyone that listens to anything with Hotep, Sonny Johnson is one of the brightest minds in America when it comes to politics. She understands people so well. And to bring her on and waste it on just talking about DEI is exactly the type of shit that the right fucking does. Like when I go and talk to a group, I just talked to a group of a bunch of white people, right, for Republican stuff. And you will have people that are genuinely curious. Their intention is like, maybe I just don't understand how black people work. And I just try and explain to people like, yes, there's going to be some differences, but like, I will say it straight up. Like, I'm not the guy to ask about black stuff. Like you can go find that dude. I'm just the guy to talk about real stuff. And if there is a conversation about race, we can talk about it, but don't bring me in to be the guy that talks about race because I am far more deep and layered because at the end of the day, race doesn't really fucking matter. It is a construct. Sure, there's heritage and there's customs and values and there's genetics, but at the end of this entire process, what matters is what the fuck we do as a community, as a nation, as a people, to actually try and advance this thing that we call life. So like, I'm deeper than that, but yeah, man, you got to watch that clip because it was the first thing out of her mouth, man. She caught him with it. And I was like, oh, damn. It was good. So I just want to shout out that to Sonny. Yeah, probably, but
do me a
man.
favor.
So
do me a favor.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a dope image of me and Sonny Johnson together at Hotep Con. I'm about to show that. Then you got a bunch of dope images. Send me that clip from the Jesse Waters.
I'll send it to you.
All right.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. All right, man. Hotep and Bill.
All right, later. Almost finished with the calls. We still got Steph. We still got wholesome white woman waiting in the wing. We got Steph, wholesome white woman waiting in the wing. I ain't forget y'all. Really dope images here from Hotep Con. Me and Sonny Johnson and myself, Sonny Johnson and I, for all my real grammar people. You know what I'm saying? Here's some more images from Hotep Con. Super dope. Fuck Ahern for not putting the event on like Brody would have put it on, by the way. Fuck them for that shit. That was fucked up what they did.
Call from
Sir J.
Sir J, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up, man? Let me tell you about that movie trailer you just played, man. Let me tell you why it's sick. It's like that was like a softcore porno for sick people. Because think about this. The white folks in that trailer, they didn't even, in slavery, they were speaking like, mass of this, mass of... It's like those are proper speaking white people. So that to me just seemed like an intro to like a softcore porn. and you need to be put on trial in Hotep court this week for putting that up there for the Hoteps to see.
I didn't know what it was. I was like, yo, what the fuck is this shit? It's about, let me watch it. So I didn't know.
Oh, man, it was suspect. How you doing, Hotep?
Terrible.
Oh, man.
You tried to put me in Hotep court, so now I'm in a bad mood.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It like right now, there's a whole lot of that. Royce brought up Nick Fuentes and how he's trying to counter
I saw that.
Marxism with Darwinism, and I tend to agree with them on that because it's starting to be the racial stoking of the flames, because they're starting to put Civil War propaganda films out. You got that Obama movie, Leave It All Behind. They got another Civil War movie coming out. And there's a whole lot of gearing up. I don't know if anyone else feels that. Yeah,
it's definitely gearing up. It's definitely gearing up. And if you watch that that Obama Doomsday, I don't have access to announcements. If you watch that Obama Doomsday movie, then your wheels are turning on that one. Hey, appreciate the call, bro.
Hey, man, thanks for taking my call.
All right, latest. Spencer J calling. What is this?
When it's like the first day of orientation, you finally got the job, right? And you're sitting there. And then like the person training you is like a white liberal. And they're like, this is a mouse. You see, when you're white, you don't got to be patronized to it. It's like they go so overboard to be nice to you. It's almost like condescending. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you know how to use this? You have to drag it into the folder. Bitch, if you want the fuck out my face, I know what the fuck a mouse is.
I did tell this story
That's
before.
white privilege. You know what I'm saying? Well, you don't.
Yo, who this on the line? Steph, what up, man?
Yo.
Steph.
What up? How's it going?
What's good with him, yo?
Hey, man, listen. You know what? I got an idea. I think we should pay a visit to whatever that conference is next year, and have a conversation, get some content, because a lot of the stuff that they say, they won't say it to us, in front of us. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like the best way to not only win the culture war, quote unquote, is to punk somebody first. You know what I'm saying? You get a viral moment like that where you get these people running away from conversation. Then we get to control the narrative. We get to look good. We get to make our content, and we get to build ourselves up. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't. I get what you're saying, but again, I feel uncomfortable in a room full of whites, especially corporate whites, and they feel like corporate whites. I wouldn't feel comfortable at AmFest. If they paid me to go, I'd go, but like I couldn't see myself wasting a weekend of my life trying to get content from AmFest. Like, it's not my crowd. Like, I'm not one of them. And I don't want to confuse myself as one of them either. Like, that could be
kind of like stupid to that level of effectiveness?
Well, it could be brand obfuscation, right? Confused as to what the Hotep brand stands for. If you catch me standing next to, these people at AmFest and showing up to their, you could think I'm in their circle when I'm not. And I don't want to be confused as I'm above politics. Hotep is above politics. We talk about it, but it's bigger than that. You know what I'm saying? And I couldn't see myself, like, it makes sense for Goldstein to do it because it's in his backyard, right? Like, so I'd be like, yo, Goldstein, go do Goldstein things at AmFest, right? Like, I would sponsor that, right? But, or if AmFest was in Jersey, I'd be like, all right, let's go, Steph. We going to AmFest. We gonna go wild out. To pick up and get on and get an airplane and get a hotel, to do all of that, it seems like the ROI isn't there.
You're right, because now thinking about, we dropping a nice little bag, you know what I'm saying? We just
you dropping a bag, you're making them look important.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't stand these motherfuckers, man. Because again, they just, it's like, yo, they just fucking contradict themselves everywhere they go. Anywhere they go, they talk all this shit online. You know what I'm saying? They trying to keep us from. They trying to make it seem like Hoteps and people that align with us, the people that don't know, people that check their narratives don't hold conservative values. And it's just like, no, we do it more than you. We do it more than you, and we do it better than you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just, I just wish some of these motherfuckers get checked, man. Because I feel like if somebody was to check them in their element or kind of like outside their element, like a lot of that stuff was, or a lot of the draw essentially towards them to speak. Because where's not going to be enough at this point with these people? It's just like, I don't know, man. But I think maybe even over time, I feel like they'll just get themselves out of here anyway. Because I think they're just gonna get boring. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I feel like that side is just gonna lose all of its appeal.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Good stuff.
But,
I appreciate you.
All right, man. Yeah, Hotep and Bill.
Hotep and Bill.
All right. All right, man.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to make these people the center of attention. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Pearly things made sense because I'm at the bar and she's sitting behind me, like literally less than 10 feet away, right? Like, but if Pearly things was at an event, I wouldn't leave my hotel room to even go to the event to go troll her. The only reason why I did it was because, well, I was under the influence a little bit, and she was sitting right there. So, like, it's much different, right? I can't pick up and change my plans because somebody else has one. But I get it, Probably in the early stages of my career, I might have done something like that when I was more into trolling, trying to, But I think the Hotep Jesus brand is bigger than that now. So, yeah. Spoke to him. Here we go.
Call from
Wholesome White Woman.
Wholesome White Woman, what's up, love?
Oh, hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay. First things first. Last week's business. I was going to call on Friday. I was occupied during showtime. Some miscreant tried to order $700 worth of Grubhub and Juice World tickets with my debit card.
Oh, boy.
Right, yeah. So USAA to the rescue, and money is saved. But last week I wanted to call in because we were discussing Cernovich's wife's unhinged cannabis rantings.
Okay.
And Rudy specifically got me in my feces. He got me in my feelings because he's pro-cannabis, and I am pro-cannabis myself. How fucking ever. Not until we're 25. The human brain is not wired fully until 25. So
Correct.
We shouldn't be putting sugar in it. We shouldn't be putting caffeine in it. We shouldn't be putting no nicotine in it. Surely no fucking brain rot and alcohol, and no psychoactive materials or substances like cannabis or mushrooms or any of the other fun stuff. But also, once we're 25, we can consume cannabis, and that can help regulate our adrenal system and artificially calm us and reduce our stress levels to where we can start treading water in our day-to-day life at a lower baseline stress level so we can start planning and noticing and moving forward. So smoke the ganja after 25, especially if shit was rough before 25.
Absolutely.
Last week's business wrapped up.
No, I love
This week's business, because it's Monday. Are we allowing the homos in Hotep a stand? My stance, even though I'm pro repealing the 19th, so I won't have one, is no. We don't want that mental illness trauma response in our walls.
Oh, shit.
We don't want that. In my opinion, it's a trauma response. It's a self-preserving, never again type of way that someone can move forward in life. So, you know, yeah.
Wholesome white woman has spoken.
So, and this is just wholesome white woman who had a shitty childhood, who was down in the mud and thrown in with Shadrach and Meshach, and that shit got hot. But I got out. My Jesus came and said, "You're all right. It's okay. Let's go." So, but besides the point, that's how the victim class continues, right? That's how we have these identitarian issues, the identity politics. That's how it gets such a hold on all of us, because we're all scratched and dented. We all have an aunt so-and-so or an uncle so-and-so or a mama something or a teacher something. Like, everybody has something. Like my man Kevin Gates says, if it happened to me, it happened to someone you know or someone you fuck with. Everybody has their shit. We all have to deal with it. We all have to acknowledge it, and then we all move forward from it. But we can't do that if we hold on to it and say, this is what defines me. This makes me special. No, bitch, it makes you weak and vulnerable. Right? You don't want to be weak and vulnerable. That's a spot where people will further take advantage of you. And if you want that for you, cool. But as for me and mine, we're still sharpening steel over here. Keep your weakness over there. It's contagious. Quite literally.
Damn.
And what was the other thing I had? Highest self, talking to our healed and unhealed parts, gaiety as a trauma response, victim class, identitarians. I'm done. That's it. That's a wrap. Read your Bible. Read The Art of War.
Uh-huh.
I was going through my notes.
Oh, okay. Read The Art of War. Read the Bible. Uh-huh.
Yeah. And, we'll make it. If you're trying to figure out what the Bible means, and then after you conquer that, and then you figure out all the riddles in the art of war, if we're busy doing that kind of stuff, we don't have time to be worrying about wars in other countries. We don't have time to be watching mainstream news to be triggered and upset and our amygdalas activated. So, but those were just my points.
Nah, I appreciate that.
I'll be better. Hotep and build.
Hotep and build. A white woman has spoken. He said, what? iPhone lets you view your friends' locations? Oh, on Spotify? Damn, Spotify snitching on cats? Hey, check your Spotify settings, y'all. That sounds creepy as shit. We're live tonight with Uncle Hotep for Hotep's Been Told You 2.0. So if you want a second dose of Hotep's Been Told You, that's going to be tonight, live tonight at around 10 p.m. live. Patreon.com/Hotep's Been Told You. You can get access to that there. I think it's like $5 a month or something like that. So I'll be live with him tonight. Chess class starts tonight at 8 p.m. over on kick.com/Hotep Jesus. And of course, the Grift Report will be back live tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. So I'll see you soon. Hotep and Bill.
Yeah, I can try to get that handled for you. Again, it's only my second day, so if you can give me a second. How I'm supposed to do this? How the hell are we supposed to do this by 5 o'clock?
I have no clue.
Is that possible? Hey, do you have the password to... How'd you finish all your work already?
He's not tapped in. How'd you get that done so quick?
They think they're gonna be able to budget that?
It's money. That's money right there. You understand?
You guys finished your work 6 hours early?
He's not tapped in.